Hello and welcome, Jumbo, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. The Canadian Takeover is back
There it
once
is.
again, and yeah, it's the full Canadian Takeover really at this point. I mean, we might as well just move the whole CW network over to Canada at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, the count here, he's in New Hampshire, right?
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm just
it
saying
borders
you.
Canada, and
I'm just
I have
saying.
Canadian blood, so it's all
Yeah.
Oh, see,
good.
even more. I'm just saying you and I have done the takeover this many times at this point. I think
Yeah.
we might as well call it.
Well,
But if,
hey man, I'm excited to be here. We're lucky to be
Mhm.
joined by Count Tastus again. And if
My
you
pleasure.
if you're not familiar with him on the last couple appearances, check out his Instagram. He makes some custom figures that are beautiful pieces of art. You should look into that. But yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about some recent announcements.
Yeah, there's we've got a stacked show. So yes, thank you again, Count, for joining us. And we've got all your audio stuff figured out. It was a quick fix in the end for
Yep.
us. And yeah, I'm gonna get the slideshow up and running here, and we will get us started.
Cool, man.
And yeah, we've got lots coming up. So where have I got my screens that I need?
Yeah, Sean couldn't join us today. He's on the road, but we'll try and not mess everything up and talk about Canada too much. I know it alienates the Texas listeners. They don't like it. Two kinds of countries. I get it. It's all good. We haven't been to the moon. It's fine. I believe you guys went there. Respect where it's due. I think more Canadians
As far as
believe
we're
that.
aware, they went.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet you a higher percentage of Canadians believes that you guys went than Americans. But anyways.
That's probably true.
Probably
yeah.
true. That's a very good point. See, Chris always coming in with the good knowledge. See, this is important.
No, it's an assumption, but I'd put money on it. Yeah.
But I've added a little something to our Canadian takeover here.
Beautiful.
Toys R Us. I finally added Toys R Us to it.
Nice.
I know it was
Good.
much requested, so that's been added. But I believe they opened a couple now. What, 2 or 3?
Yeah,
Back?
they're not real. They're not. They're sort of they're.
It's like a dirty corner of
They're
Macy's.
pseudo.
Yeah, like Toys R Us
Okay.
in Canada still has a Star Wars aisle in 2024. All right.
Yeah.
That's an.
Yeah.
It feels
That's
weird
worth the
even
trip
for
on its own.
exactly like it feels weird even for us to go in there. It's like what decade is
It
this?
is actually. It's
Crazy.
kind of nice going in there and you see all like a wall of Star Wars. You're like, this is kind of cool. Meanwhile, EB Games has a small little like island thing of it.
Man, last time I was in there, they were clearancing those retro Indiana Jones. I'm kind of tempted to just buy the first wave that like the actual
Wow.
vintage remakes, like because those things are like,
The Raiders.
yeah, exactly. Like not
Yeah.
the ones from the other two movies that they put out. That's
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that's cool, but like the first wave that was like actual vintage figures, that'd be nice to have a loose set of that. They're down to like $10 Canadian.
That's not bad
Crazy.
at all. Definitely would be worth looking at, and we're going to very quickly do our. We've got new this week, obviously coming up on the show though. We got Bandai Namco, the American Dream Store, lots of Four Horsemen stuff, some WWE Elites that Sean was left us with. I'm just kidding. He's gonna have to fill us in on some of the details possibly next week, but HasLab release as well, and some other Star Wars stuff. But Chris, I saw these in the chat, and you were saying you're completing the purple carded collection of these, right?
Yeah, man. Well, this is not a hard run to complete. Shadows of the Empire is like this. It's really like when Kenner started doing Star Wars figures again in '95, they have a pretty small wave of like 10 or 12 figures that are like kind of the first 12 like A New Hope characters. And they didn't branch out much beyond that before Shadows of the Empire came out in '96, I think. And like they only added like 5 figures, and then they've added 5 single carded figures and these 2 comic packs. And you see these, you used to see them more than you do now, but they're still pretty common and they're not expensive at all. It's weird, like the mid 2000s comic packs, a lot of those are like 50 to $100. These are like 20 $20 or less to this day, which I find fascinating. But you got two Dark Horse Shadows of the Empire comics, and you got Boba Fett versus IG-88 and Prince Shizor versus Darth Vader. And this IG-88 was the first version of that character to come out since the vintage figure, and there was a lot. It was a hot debate back in '96 whether this was like a reuse of the original mold, because if you look at them side by side, they're like real close. But there were, back when Kenner guys would actually do interviews about stuff like that in Toy Fair and stuff, they adamantly denied that it was a reuse of the original mold. But I think they started there and changed it up a little bit. But it's a cool piece just because you have dual wielding IG-88 fighting Boba Fett, and you have IG-88's awesome ship on the cover of that comic, the IG-2000. And if you don't
Speaking
know,
of Toys R Us, like,
fans,
I was working there that year, and like I distinctly remember this Boba Fett package being ripped open with the figures and the comic book stolen, like on a toilet.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Well,
that is hilarious.
He if the guy knew that it would be retail price for the next 30 years, maybe he wouldn't have stolen it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he didn't keep it on card, because he knew.
Right.
Yeah. But I got the sealed Dash Rendar's Outrider, the swoop bike, the 5 single carded figures. The last thing I need to complete the sealed Shadows of the Empire run is the purple box Slave One, and that is probably the most expensive piece in the line at a whopping $70 US sealed.
Okay,
probably.
Is the Outrider the collector case, the figure collector case?
No, it's just it's a real crappy, like, scaled down Outrider that you could put like one Dash Rendar figure in it. Yeah. It's not. There's a Falcon case, but
I
the Outrider,
I know the one you're talking about. I think.
Yeah, it looks better sealed than loose. The Outrider. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
and
where
then
are these boys?
a little bit of modern. I missed this Revan when it came out. It was like GameStop had a pre-order for it here, and like they didn't get a single one beyond what they pre-sold, so you did not find it in stores really. And there was a toy show last weekend where I got in with a vendor pass from a buddy, and one guy in the whole show had one for like $40 Canadian, and I got it before the show opened, or I probably wouldn't have. It's glorious. They got the old-timey Knights of the Old Republic logo on the card, which is, I think, the only TVC figure to have that logo, because the Jedi, Revan, and HK were on like Galaxy of Heroes cards, which is horrific. What's the heck's wrong with those people? But that, and then this new Jango Fett, which was actually somewhat reasonably priced compared to these other ones. Like some of these big box TVC are like $50 in Canada, and I think this guy was $32.
I was gonna say this is like quote unquote deluxe.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be, because
it's insane.
Yeah, it has jetpack flame effect and a wrist flame effect.
I know,
but it's a beautiful figure though. I think I put a couple shots.
I was gonna say we're gonna move. Yeah, I know that we've got a couple here. Yeah, I like it.
So like this flame effect's pretty awesome. It like sort of tilts up where it inserts, so like it sort of counteracts the force of gravity, so it doesn't look like it's drooping. Like the peg is like at like 30 degrees, and it sort of looks flat once it's in. Interesting design choice.
I'll say. The paint on this is really good. Oops.
Yeah, that's it for me. And that's a Dollarama Canada Mace Windu that I got a couple weeks ago.
It's technically TVC though, right?
Yeah, well, it's got the face printing. It's just the bubbles were like attached badly, so they got put in the discount bins.
This is a cool. The purple on this really pops.
You got a backlight. You got to backlight your clear plastics.
Right? Yep. This too.
Yeah.
All right.
That looks really good, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, these are sweet. I really love the paint on this thing, man.
And yes, I know they're on. I know they're on Tatooine. I don't have a Geonosis background. Leave me alone.
And it's fine. No one.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I got a retro opening. This is something as I was doing a toy show prepping, I found this guy and opened it up. So this was what I opened up this week, and it's pretty freaking cool. It's obviously the probe droid, Imperial probe droid from Empire Strikes Back, and it's the Black Series version. It's pretty cool. I got 2 of them, but I only opened one, so I'm selling the other one.
Yeah, the
So
Are the
weird thing
leg
when
joints
my
like
favorite.
actually articulated, or
oh yeah,
most of them?
all
Yeah,
this.
cool.
Every
Yeah,
joint, so that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
all these.
when
And
that
then
came
these
out,
antenna even go up and down.
yeah, a little bit. When that it was weird when that came out. The Disney, it was like Empire 40th anniversary. It says on the box there,
Yeah.
and the Disney store put out like a die-cast one for their like elite line, like right at the same time, and it's about the same size. But I think the paint apps and everything on this look a lot better than that one.
Yeah, this is awesome. The paint apps and like the glossy paint on the eye, really good. Honestly, it's yeah, I was tempted to keep 2, but I'm trying to cut back on Black Series. So as I'm selling stuff, you're gonna see some more retro unboxings as I'm going through with duplicates and whatever and stuff I'm not keeping. They'll be opened for the show. And then I got this is, I know, not small scale, but I had to share it. I got the Toby Spider-Man from the newest movie. So the and I had to open it to make sure I got the updated mask, because some of them were off with the way the
Oh my god! I saw
centering
you guys
was on
talking
this.
about that. You're talking about like a millimeter of like the
Oh
webbing being
no,
shifted over.
no. I'm talking. This was shifted up, like up or down, drastically on other
Like the whole
versions
eye?
of it. Yeah.
Wow.
That
Looks
the
good.
small nitpick was like a minor thing that I was just doing. The other complaint is this seam right here.
It's
Not
it's
from
like,
me, from
but
other
it's
people.
yeah. I just can't even believe they can do like they can get the look of that like rubber raised webbing at that scale, like to even look anything close to how it does in the movie. It's like you'd think it'd be like a material science problem that you just could not do it. You know, it
I
looks
should have
pretty
brought
good.
up the first batch one, where how bad it, like not how bad, how off it was, I should say. And apparently the seam was worse on the other version, but I don't know, I'm happy with it. Definitely going to be on the shelf with him and the 3 of them. So that was the goal. So that one's in, and that actually completes the trio. So now I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with them all and in poses. But anything from you, Count, though, before we move on?
I have, next time I'm on, I'll have a bunch of pictures because there's stuff I left in the package specifically to be on the show. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, I did not take the pictures yet though. So
Well, we'll definitely be having you on again. So
All good. The main thing is that we got sound worked out. Your cameo that last episode was pretty awesome. It just comes up for like 5 seconds
just,
with no
just
sound.
pop in and distract everybody and look upset and leave. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. What do we got here?
say before we dive in, shout out the chat, everyone tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. We've got first Toy Mafia, as always, Oilers Workshop. The answer to the thumbnail is yes. Is it good enough? But collectors are babies sometimes, including myself. Then we've got, of course, Vintage Rebellion. Marlon Well Said Oilers. Marlon Braswell. That might be a newer name. I don't. Or welcome though. Alvin J. What's up, everyone?
Hey.
And yes, Alvin again. And sorry, we had Mark P. I knew I saw some other ones. Mark
Yeah,
P.
OG
Sup
fan.
Collectors, OG fan. Welcome. Probe Droids rocks. Probe Droids rock.
The pretty metal.
The Sideshow Probe Droid is awesome but fragile. Yeah, I've heard that. I've thought about getting a 6 scale. And speaking of 6 scale collector, what up, fellas? Jumbo. And Random Korean, we saw you live last time. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for dropping in.
Hey, man.
And let's jump into the news. We got a big show, SH Figure Arts, with the American Dream store. Let me pull up all our stuff here. Bandai America's officially opened up a shop in the US with a permanent retail store in the American Dream complex just outside of New York City in North New Jersey. You hate to hear it, New York.
Wait a minute.
This is
The
Well, they
complex
put
is
open
called
in
American
Jersey.
Dream, or the
Yeah, the
store is called
American
American Dream.
Complex.
I thought they went and called their store the American Dream Bandai Namco store, which would have been a huge W. But it sounds like that's like the name of the mall or something.
This is I will double check, but
Yeah.
this is different than the Tamashii Nation's Times Square store, as this one is for all Bandai offerings. Interesting. Okay, so and shout out Toy Arc for the photos. These are cool. That's a cool. I think they had that at the other store. I'm not sure now, but oh, it was quite the opening.
Mhm.
And I haven't seen these photos yet. I saw them like very quickly in passing, but I didn't get to go in depth through them. So the store looks good.
I think
and
you call those
definitely
people.
stocked.
That's like the most like weebs I've seen in one place ever since like Anime North or something like that. That's
Other
wild.
back.
there's some anime cosplays, but like there's uh like do they have figures that they're not allowed to sell in the States, right? So like how does that work? Like don't they have licensing deals where they can't, you have to like import it through a third party for some of their stuff?
It is very interesting. Like, so you would assume that some of these must be global. They must have worked that out. Maybe they've paid import fees of some sort, and then they're still like able to do
Yeah.
it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
wonder
the
how that
place is
works.
stocked.
Yeah, it looks
So
good.
it would be interesting to look into it and see how they
How the prices compare
that
to your
works.
average third party seller that you might already be using.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
prices, so there you
I
go.
mean,
Okay.
$35 there for
Yeah.
him. That's not terrible for figure arts.
Yeah. It's actually like insanely good compared to like Hasbro prices for worse figures, so that's cool.
Anyone in the chat knows about the licensing behind this, let us know. But I would say maybe Dean would know, but Dean the Dream could not make it tonight. He's got a birthday. He was going to join us, but he's got a birthday. He wanted to talk about the HasLab
Yeah.
as well.
He doesn't like it. Big surprise. Yeah.
Oh, these Godzillas, lots of stuff. These are actually somewhat reasonably priced compared to some Godzilla things. And the Gundams, Chigokins. I only know that because it says it there. These are they know how to open a store, I'll say that. And this is great for collectors of this stuff. Easier way to get it.
Yeah.
The prices seem reasonable. $30.
I do wonder though how sustainable
$30.
something like this is, because like you know, like people will come in for like the launches and chase stuff, but like most of the stuff they have 5-10 pieces of is stuff you can order online all day long. So it's like you wonder, it's almost like if they're only doing 2 stores, it's almost like a PR stunt, and they can lose money on the store because it's not 20 stores losing money, it's one where they can do Instagram pictures at.
The layout of the store was very strange too, like a lot of negative space. Like,
Yeah, it was like, it's not huge, but you're definitely right. There's not a whole lot of shelving in the middle area. I can go back there.
Kind of reminds me of a Lego store or something with a few big displays in the
Yeah,
middle.
I feel like
Right.
there's nothing really stacked. They could use like what are they called? The ones that like with pegboards, and you think they'd want to put more stuff up.
yeah, some kind of
Display.
island in the middle with stuff on sale, you'd think, but
That may change though, right? So, but it isn't huge for what you're saying, Chris. Like, it's maybe not costing them a huge amount of money to do this. But I
yeah,
did
malls
look
are
it up.
desperate too. There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least around here, there's a lot of empty storefronts. So
exactly. This looks like a kind of interesting mall, to be honest. Like, there's like this. This looks like freaking some sort of jungle thing here. I don't know what it is, but it is the complex. It's like an amusement park as well. That American Dream.
The American Dream Mall.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump quickly through for anyone who doesn't
Cool.
like that. Tamagotchi. You love to see it. These were making a comeback a few years ago, but I didn't think they were still going.
They had
Yeah.
they had, I think it was Bandai had like an R2D2 Tamagotchi thing. They had like an exclusive one at Celebration that was like chrome, and like so many guys loaded up on those and like have not been able to move them. The
I'll
trend
buy
is
one.
not alive among 50-year-old men who go to Star Wars Celebration.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Give it to my kid.
yeah.
That's a good way. Instead of raising a pet, he can raise an R2. This is cool. This Digimon. This is Digimon, right?
Yeah, that's an old
73
Digimon.
bucks too. These little One Piece, I think little sail like pirate ships. That's cool. 32 bucks for a Goku. Like these are good prices. 13 bucks. Yeah, see, I would come out if I was in this store, I would come out with something. That's for sure. That's Digimon too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Pokemon,
the
10
yeah.
bucks. Come on. This is good stuff.
Those are like static figures by the looks of it, right? Yeah,
I'd buy a static Charmander for 10 bucks though.
looks
wife
good
would
for
go
10
Cooler than
nuts
the
bucks.
in there.
Funko Pops, yeah.
Yeah, it's at least proportional to the source media, unlike Funko Pops. Yeah,
It's shiny.
yeah.
Are they model kits or is this Pikachu maybe a different?
They can't be a model kit for 10 bucks.
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Pac-Man was there. Let's go.
Well, it's like, what IPs do we fully own? Get Pac-Man out there. What kind of? They got a kid in there. Look at that thing.
I was gonna say, who's the shortest CW member they were in there. That was a cool store opening though. Honestly, like I said, there's even a bit of Star Wars there. What's it called? It's up there. The
The samurai line.
samurai ones.
What do you call that? Yeah. Not a fan, but good deal.
Yeah. But yeah, overall.
I guess this is the wrong venue to talk about the latest episode of The Alkalite, huh?
Well, yeah.
All right. Fair
Well,
enough.
Okay, hold on.
Heartbreaker.
Okay, so you're not impressed, real quick. You're
The first two episodes I was into, and the third one I was open-minded until towards the end when the disaster occurred, and then I was.
Okay. See, I
Okay.
still have to watch. I just haven't had. I've been so busy. I still have to watch it.
Yeah.
I was gonna binge through them yesterday, but maybe I will later tonight.
dude. Some of my messenger chats with like the old timey Star Wars nerds are like getting really hot. Like
I
they're
can
just
imagine.
like there's some heated. There's friendships. Are people are getting unfriended. It's getting crazy.
Really
Yeah,
dividing the Star Wars community more than
That's
the
right.
sequel.
yeah.
Yeah.
You hate to hear it. But yeah, that
Sad.
was cool news. This is this
It's kind
store.
of
That's interesting news.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump also right into Marvel Legends with this Scar Son of Hulk Marvel Legends for $40 or $39.99, August 2024, and the Son of Hulk. This is kind of cool. I've never actually seen this, to be honest. Is this something you guys knew was a thing?
I don't know what this is, and I don't understand why the Hulk's son would be in the past. But that's cool. Like Conan, like wind blowing head sculpt they have there. That's
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah, like
Very
And-
Conan.
they hide the elbow joints pretty well for a muscular dude, and yeah, I mean, altogether, nice figure.
It's a pretty blunt sword.
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, you don't want to cut the kids.
Funny that he needs one, right? But it's cool, whatever.
Well, I mean, imagine the damage you can do.
I was
with a
just
blunt
about to
sword.
say, imagine the damage you could do with that thing. Yeah, this is cool. Like you said, as much as they can probably do with this, with the tattoos, this is probably pretty comic accurate. I would say I'm not, like we said, we're not too well aware with the source material, unfortunately. But $40, a little much, I would say, in my opinion. It's probably a little bit of a deluxe figure, but they've done a deluxe Venom. I think that was $40, and I think that was well more worth the value. It might have been even 35, and I feel like he got way more figure. But I feel like that would be my only complaint really about it.
It's pretty cool.
$40 for a Marvel Legends.
Well, it's like double the size of a normal one, but as we all know, you're really not paying for the grams of plastic that you're getting, like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're not
I'm
paying
just
for the
thinking of
plastic
it
by
like,
weight. Yeah.
Bigger beefiness or like accessories, and though the Venom
Right.
didn't come with like swords and stuff, so
Right.
There's also that. And there's the packaging. And
Celebrating 85 years.
years. Oh yeah, this is their
Crazy.
80. Yeah, there's all that stuff's coming. So
Oh,
there's a bunch of Hot Toys news coming for that too. So
yeah.
this is probably there. Everyone was saying, "Oh, what are we gonna see? Maybe we'll see like 2.0s of the movie stuff." You might, but I think we're gonna see a lot of this sort of comic stuff. But
They must be counting like, wasn't it Timely Comics before it was Marvel?
I'm not sure.
Something. Yeah.
I'd have to look into that.
Yeah.
That's advanced arcane knowledge for yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like yeah. I don't know. I like some Silver Age stuff, and that's about it. I'm pretty
Okay.
checked out.
Sean, you need to chime in a bit.
Yeah.
But
Superhero films. What are those?
but
right.
this is like 85 years. If they're doing this sort of comic stuff, people are gonna eat it up though. So
Yeah. I mean, there's no way this character is like before like 1994, but yeah. But
yeah,
yeah.
just
yeah.
to get
Ooh.
things that they haven't seen before.
Dude,
But
that's nice.
this is also $40 though. So what do you think? No different head sculpt, no weapons, interchangeable hands. This
Yeah,
is
but you can't
Man Thing,
reuse these. You can't reuse these limbs. Look at those things.
Werewolf
what I
by
mean?
Night.
Yeah.
I don't,
That's
and yeah, I
some
feel like
intense
this
detail.
is
It's-
worth $40.
Yeah.
Versus the other one maybe wasn't.
When I look at this, like if I didn't know this was a Marvel Legends, I would be like, is this like a
Oh,
Four
shit.
Horsemen thing? Like, what is that?
Right.
This looks crazy.
I thought I got another picture set. Sorry. Yeah. Details really good on this. Like you said, the paint.
Look at those
Yeah,
mushrooms.
Yeah, I love
on
those
his
kind of like
shoulder.
shelf mushrooms. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
It's. Did you guys watch this thing? This was the new Werewolf by Night one on Disney Plus. Did you guys
No idea what this
check it
is.
out?
Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Came out last Halloween, I think, right? Or the one before.
I didn't know they had like a Cthulhu monster in it. I might have watched it if they advertised to me correctly.
I'm not really into much Marvel stuff, but the Moon Knight show was good. Did you guys watch the Moon Knight show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you, Chris?
No, I just it's like Oscar Isaac like sequel trilogy might have ruined him for me, man. I don't know.
Well, he hates it too. Does that make you feel
Yeah.
better?
I mean, well, it's just like even Dune, like he was pretty good in Dune, but like it's just sort of took me out of it a little bit. I'm like, just watching it. That's fucking Poe Dameron. I don't want. What am I watching? But
I guess, yeah. It's still sold. He still sold me, but I
Yeah.
didn't see this either. But or I didn't see the trailer for this. Sorry, I was going to say it was very like kind of vague. They were kind of not
Yeah.
vague. They were kind of teasing a lot, and I'm not a huge horror fan, so
well,
we kind of skipped this
yeah.
one.
Well, but yeah, Moon Knight. That's probably like in my opinion, that's like the best looking like MCU costume in a long time. It looks cool.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
Though. It wasn't people's favorite. I thought it was awesome. I
Yeah.
think people didn't maybe had different expectations who knew the comic. I didn't know that he had split personality or anything though. So I was
If only a certain Star Wars show had a split personality plot device rather than twins.
oh no. Uh-oh.
All right.
So-
Yeah. Wait till you see it, Badfish. I'd be
I'm
very
looking
interested in
forward
your
almost now.
opinion.
I'm
Oh
looking
boy.
forward to it almost now to see how
Yeah.
crazy it is. We're gonna jump, let me see, right into Four Horsemen as well here. That Legend of Man Thing story was also fall 2024. Pretty much all the Hasbro stuff today is. But Mythic Legions, they had a bunch of cool stuff. More and more reason to want to buy these things. So the pre-order sale will begin on Friday, May 31st, which has already begun, and will end June 30th at 11 p.m. So you've got time, but that window is coming to a close. So we are starting with the Asa Spirit Bender 2. I'm going to probably mess up some of these names, but this is cool. I love the like the gem on the end. Paintwork as usual is amazing.
Yeah. Every time I see these, I'm like, man, I need like 10 of them, but I'm not
No.
gonna do that. Yeah.
$37 for her. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh man, the soft goods like the little lining and It is tempting
Very
to
nice.
to cherry pick some of these. So I don't know. I haven't seen actually this full wave yet. I've seen some of them. But
But
man,
they'd
even
fit
some of
into
the
so
old
many other
knights.
lines. Like if you were, this could fit into either Star Wars or Marvel, like in the background.
Exactly.
It's exciting to have characters with no sort of background story. Like
Variety, yeah. There's not another Batman or
yeah.
damn man, the face I love the face paint. So sweet.
Yeah. There you can get away with those solid white eyes. It still looks good.
Mhm.
God damn,
Yeah.
look at all these accessories too. $37.
That's what I,
How much
that's
was
what
your
happens.
Django again, Chris?
That's what happens when you don't have to pay a licensing fee of like 40% to like
Mm,
Marvel or
Now that's
Disney.
37
good point.
American would be like 45 Canadian. Still a good deal
Yeah, yeah.
though.
But
But
that's the thing, right? That's what the beauty of owning your own IP. You can
true.
get the price down. Yeah.
I'm very tempted to like cherry pick some of the older ones or whatever just to like build a little D&D group.
Dude, is that I think that effect is like a flying skull that's like shooting at my
Yeah,
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
That's pretty
It's
that's
so
awesome.
cool.
good. Amazing. Like really cool. Like and these here and just the details on the sheath on the dagger.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Dude, that Pope
Uh
custom that Dean showed on one of your previous shows was crazy too. You remember
yeah.
that?
The Battle
Oof.
Pope.
Yeah, the Battle Pope.
This is cool too.
Sacrilegious. Yeah. As Homer once said. Yeah.
I thought
No,
this
I
was
mean,
sorry, go ahead.
no, this guy's pretty this guy okay, this is all right, but like kind of lame compared to that last one.
So this might be
Yeah.
this looks like a builder set. I'm gonna open up the site real quick here. This is for $60, the deluxe builder knight kit 3, the blue shield soldier, but the next one mentioned here on the list is an ogre. So yeah, he comes with a whole set of exchangeable. Here it is. Yeah, for $60, you get this guy with all the different helmets, the
I
different
don't
chest plate and stuff.
I don't know who these guys are who are like building armies of these, but they must exist for this to be offered as a product.
And
Like,
these
Yeah.
will exchange on other previous ones you've had, I think is
yeah,
also part. So this is kit 3. So if you had previous kits, you could mix and match. And then even then, there are other like knights. Some of these might just work. These accessories will plug in on some of those,
right.
which is even just having one then, right?
So are those helmets they're like heads, right? Like there's not like a head sculpt that it fits over.
I would say, yeah, they're
Yeah.
individually. Where his
Okay.
face is, though? Because we had a face, right?
Oh, so they
So it's in that
okay.
one, and the rest of these
Okay.
might exchange. Because the first
Okay.
one was hidden with the face open, right? So that
Okay.
closes. The others are probably all sealed. Damn, these look amazing. See, like
Re-
this is like a Diablo character, or yeah, this is badass.
Start buying them.
You can buy that's the thing. The whole wave is like what they try to sell you the whole wave because often there's incentive to, and then it's like $400. Then I definitely can't do it. This is the Frost Ogre. He's ogre scaled at $65. Very cool paint details.
They need to hire whoever this guy is to make Star Wars Aliens and get rid of that Neil Scanlon guy. What the hell? This is too good for being like not part of anything. This is an action figure, and it's like a better design than like what you're used to seeing on like MCU and Star Wars TV shows. It's like, what's going on?
You ain't wrong.
He's got sheepskin.
Look at the
I'm,
axe, the paint. Go ahead.
I met one of the creative directors for this company that he's sort of like famous in the indie toy scene. George Gaspar. He used to work for McFarlane, like when McFarlane first came out and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And he's a great sculptor on his own, but he just sort of supervises these guys that they design this stuff on the computer. But he was telling me
Yeah.
about how like a lot of these guys that work on the computer are like they hand sculpted previously, and they have a different mentality than people that start out on the computer. Like if you start out on the computer, you
Yeah.
have a tendency to like mirror legs and do kind of like cop out stuff like that.
Yeah.
But these guys are really like the best of the best.
It must be
And
such a
he's
different skill set.
Like,
yeah,
look at these
yeah,
abs, just like
yeah.
look at the definition on those. You can,
But like you think back to
And
like
like
the
they're not quite
the,
symmetrical, so it's like maybe this guy
yeah,
turns this way more often than the other
exactly.
way. Like even like the form of this guy tells a story. It's really
That's how
beautiful
realistic
stuff.
they are. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you think of like old McFarlane stuff, they're basically like statues or
yeah,
sculptures, right? Like,
yeah,
and it's like to build in all that articulation, it's it really shows the importance of the conceptual phase to like sort of get that silhouette and like the composition and the look figured out, because you're really breaking it up into 100 pieces after that, right? But like I just mean like as a whole, like just aesthetically, like all this stuff works together, and like the
hmm
headpiece is
Yeah. Yeah.
cool.
I was just
Very.
gonna say that headpiece is awesome, and it invokes a lot of like cultures of the world, but it's not quite. It's
Yeah.
vague enough, but like it reminds you of paintings and sculptures that you've seen. Like,
Yeah. But it looks like really detailed, the headpiece too. Like there's a lot of small stuff on there. And I don't
mhm.
know. Then just like, he like I love the like the like flat nose. He looks a bit like like the Nemoidians, or like there's one like skiff guard in Return of the Jedi that called Pote Snitkin. He kind of looks like that guy too. But
Yeah.
it's just cool how it's just like it's just like a real conceptual artist came up with the assembly there. And like I'm annoyed how beautiful it looks compared to what we usually get in
Yeah.
television and film. It's like, where are
Yeah.
these guys? Gatekeepers are keeping them out, man.
Easy, man. Again, yeah, just like all the little notches here, all
And the
the
mace, like, oh my
clasps.
god.
It's incredible. And
Yeah.
then it comes with these horns. I guess maybe you can switch out on this helmet, and this is the other helmet that comes with it.
It's a little earthly looking for
Some
what the
other
rest of this.
bracers.
Yeah.
Still cool though, and another
Yeah.
axe. Some new some other, or you can double the shoulder pads. You can change them and double
Okay.
them up. So there's two different ones, because this one has a buckle.
Right.
It seems, unless it's on the front. But yeah, cool. Or on the back. Very cool for that one. 65, sorry, for that ogre scale. Then the gold skeleton 2 deluxe at $40. This is like a
Eh.
what's it called? Necro kind of style.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
that's
better
cool.
without the wings, I think.
Yeah, I don't like the wings.
Yeah.
The skull is cool. All shiny.
Yeah.
Damn. I
Boy,
know
it looks like
people build
the
these,
jaw
like,
might be articulated too, huh? Like, 'cause it was more open mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Sweet.
That's like, on this show, an articulated jaw is like 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shout out Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I know people army build these skeletons, so these are like massively popular. And this one's
There's nothing
$40.
nothing quite like a skeleton army, conceptually. We need more of those in
Think
our
about
modern
it. You could have
entertainment.
two of these, and then 4 to 8 of the other, like without wings. 2 of these in
Yeah.
the back, like with the wings, and then
Yeah.
spearmen and swordmen. And
They cast the power up spells from the back to, that's how it works. Yeah.
different heads, helmets. Amazing. And this is kind of like the one we saw. This one's this one is the Isef of the Golden Spear Deluxe for $40 as well. He seems to kind of be the opposite with the similar shield, wings as well. I like the effect going around the spear.
It's all right. Those other ones are just so bonkers that this looks sort of plain to me after looking at
Yeah, but look
especially
at the
that
feathers though,
ogre.
man. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the shape of the wings is not doing it for me. Probably because it's one piece. They just the back looks better to me, but
I don't care. What are those rivets for articulation up there?
yeah,
I can't say I
guess
care
it
for
bends.
that, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks like. The only thing I don't like about this one is the white, like the brighter white color scheme, or like the more egg white, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. But oh god damn, look at that. If this was a different color scheme, imagine this was like black and gold or something, or like,
It'll come, yeah.
Yeah.
look at that. The Spartan, what the heck is it called?
Yeah,
The
it's
frill?
pretty good.
Hell yeah, it is. And that you don't have to have that on it. The effect. Very cool. That one, sorry, was the Golden Spear, Isif Golden Spear, $40. That's a deluxe as well. And we've got the Kai Pacha for $37. This is
I don't know
cool. Look
about
at the
this.
sculpt on that.
I don't know.
like it.
I just like when you come to these where it's like just straight up an animal head on like a regular human body. I don't know. Like I want like the wide feet or something like or like paw hands. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I could
This-
see that.
Oh, see, I want this for my D&D group as my rogue, like so badly.
Papa
This would be
Smurf.
the rogue. Oh, it's got keys
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, the other
damn,
heads-
I want this.
The other heads are acceptable. I don't know about that cat head though. That's like
I
he's
only
a
like it
stadium
because of
mascot.
Skyrim.
Yeah,
Skyrim, it could work.
I guess so. I think they have different hands and feet though in Skyrim. They're not
That
quite
green
as
face looks
generic.
kind of similar to something from their science fiction line, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, that's true. I think it would fit more. It's not very goblin-esque. I feel like
Yeah.
it could be more goblin looking. But oh, they have the boots and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one is tempting. It's funny here. It looks like you can tell they just photoshopped the heads out. At least it looks like it.
Yeah, because it doesn't. Well, yeah, they wouldn't be able to change it without moving anything. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, very, very cool. This is on a possible list of getting for like that D&D crew I would want to build, because this is cool. Whoa! I saw this
Oh,
on the
nice,
list.
dude.
The Shadow Centaur for $65. $65. Look at the armor and stuff. You could put this guy on his back.
That would look weird.
You allowed to?
It does have a
ride them? I mean,
saddle,
they
though.
have a saddle.
Yeah.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
I think that would look very odd having a guy on the back of that.
Yeah, the Harry Potter universe ones find it offensive, right? They find
Yeah,
it
exactly,
degrading to be
yeah.
ridden. Yeah,
Don't ride me.
yeah.
There's a time and a
Cool
place.
shield. This is
Yeah, when the world's at stake, you might have
Yeah,
to hook up
yeah.
your buddy to get him
Swallow
across
your
A
pride.
to B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it does happen in the Harry Potter movies eventually, like, or when someone's like dying.
Yeah, like somebody's like, all right.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. It's like when Gimli begrudgingly requests to be tossed. It's not happy
Yes.
about it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
has to be done. Oh shit! Sorry, I want to make sure we haven't missed any of that here. Yeah, that's too good.
No, but I love how the head and the face is definitely not human. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
yeah,
This is more
Really
like
nice.
elvish. This is more like ogre
yeah.
kind of.
It reminds me of like the Princess of Mars aliens, the beard one, the long beard one. How they have like the two
Yeah.
tusks coming out
I love all the
of the bottom
beads.
jaw. Yeah.
Pretty good beard. Like work as well. It looks pretty cool.
Yep.
Like and I like these chunky shoulder pads and this sword.
Yeah, sick.
Again, amazing paintwork as usual with the inlays and stuff. That again
Oh.
was the Centaur for 65. Then we got a 2-pack set for $75. This is the Malignancy of Gob Hollow. This is cool, little pig guy.
Yeah.
Kinda, and then the traditional looking like little goblin. It's got like a little makeshift kind of sword or like dagger.
Really
armor
nice.
on
The
this
the,
guy.
the pig nose, is that from like inspired by Black Cauldron, or I'm trying to think of where I've seen that before.
Yeah, that's
I can't
actually,
remember.
Yeah, that's a good point. It probably is something like that.
Yeah, you're thinking of Duke Nukem Count. No. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. Gamorrean guards,
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Right.
Yeah,
I've got a Gamorrean guard. He was going to be on the retro unboxing. They didn't
that
get
Black Series Gamorrean guard is so fun. It's
I
great.
have it right there.
Yeah.
It's sitting right there. These are again the armor. Like I love the way this armor looks, like
Yeah.
leather and metal looking.
The cape on the left, it looks like tattered at the bottom. That's good stuff. Yeah.
And it sits well. And I like this. Almost looked wood, but it looks like it seems to be a marking. Different head here. Different like little skirt or mail, whatever you want to call it. And then this dude comes with a different head as well. Different. Oh, I like that sword.
I just imagine like somewhere out there in America, it's the family's coming over for Thanksgiving dinner, and the mother-in-law looks at her son-in-law's goblin army and just shakes her head. It's a goblin army
Yeah.
sitting there.
Sorry, I
We're
was
not going to
scrolling
talk about it.
back and forth to see the differences because this one has.
She's
his
going to talk
arms
about it at the
exposed.
salon, not at dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
He
wouldn't
had a
believe it.
goblin army. It cost
That's funny.
$1,000.
This man is 35.
And then they're like,
Uh,
"Can you show me pics?" And one of them's like, "That's pretty badass."
I think he's a Satanist.
Yeah. He could be
Anyways.
spending the money on hookers, Count your blessings.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Do you know what these
Think
resells for,
positively.
Grandma?
Do they though? Are we in the era of reselling even being a thing? I thought that's over.
Mythic
right?
Legions, though they reissued, these things go. So if you want these, that's why I'm saying grab that pre-order now, because when that pre-order window closes, while some of these might appear again, they definitely the prices go up quickly.
They usually change them a bit
understanding.
on reissues, don't they? They usually like modify something.
There can be like a 2.0, either 2.0, I think. Sean would probably know a bit better on that, or
Just
the
like
chat
colorway
here.
type things.
Yeah, or different accessory.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool. And then the
I want
last
all
one
of it.
here, $37, Zoo XUE, 30 for like a kind of wizard looking guy. They've done cooler wizards, so I would skip this and try to probably get a different one for the D&D party. But this would still this would still work, especially that sculpt. That's badass.
He's
Like
a little bit too friendly
mid-cast.
looking.
Yeah, he could use a grimace
Yeah,
sculpt maybe, but
like
I
carry
love
around.
these still.
I mean, it's good, but some of these just go so hard compared to this. I don't know, but like these are like 70%. I would love to have it type things. Like 7 out of 10 of these are just like, my God, look at that thing.
There's multiple books on the chain.
Yeah. That's when you're in the middle of a fight, you got to have the correct volume to look up the spell that you need.
Swiss
Yeah.
Army spell book.
Yeah.
I love the way it's hanging down here. Yeah. And he's holding a scroll or something. That's like one that you've one-time use. Awesome. Jeez, yeah. I would say the only one I would really, really want to probably get would be possibly one of the knights, but that one was $60 for the deluxe one. But probably that kind of, what's it called, rogue looking guy, the Kai Pacha.
Yeah, that centaur was crazy too.
Would you consider any of these like those? Especially the creatures are so unique.
Yeah, I'm
do
sort of
some
drawn
really
more to the
interesting stuff.
non-human characters, but I asked him if they were ever going to do 3 3/4 or 4-inch, and he said, "We have no plans to." It's like, yeah, well, you guys are doing well enough with what you're doing that why would you mess with that? But
Well, Count, you're into those like Vitruvian hacks guys, right? Like you get some of that stuff,
yeah,
right?
yep.
They do some wild creatures like snake monster, Medusa type stuff.
Mhm.
Like they do some good stuff that's
Yeah, I have like
along this
they
line.
call it a cave fairy, but it looks more like a gargoyle. I have one up there on
Yeah.
the shelf. That's
Yeah, that
from
stuff's
years
1/18.
ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful
They sh-
stuff there too.
Yeah. They should start doing 1/18. Why not do more stuff for Horsemen? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like, there's guys like me
that's
that I mean, there is definitely an audience for it, like. But yeah, he said they've got no plans to. So
would probably make all the Mythic Legions collectors mad too.
Well,
Like
it's
the
hard to.
these
Yeah.
scale. 'Cause
It's
they're
probably
like, we want more of this scale.
it's
well,
probably
the
a
soft
tougher
goods would go
sell.
right out the window. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just for physics reasons, it's going to be a downgrade in terms of like how it looks. So
Yeah.
it's like it's easier to
Yeah.
add it's easier to add 12 scale than add 1/18 because it's like going to look better that way,
True.
you know.
Oh,
But
just saw casual nerd problems. What up? What's up, peeps? Thanks for joining and tuning in, Steve. And we are going to jump into the next section here.
yeah, let's keep it moving. We got to get to
Yeah,
this HasLab.
So these ones are going to be quick, because these are all coming out September 2024 at $23.99. And Sean, if there's any that you want to recap again next week, if there's like a particular person, gonna have to do that. And I hope this is Xavier Woods, because I'm telling you that's who it is. This is Xavier Woods coming in with some cool prints. I'll say I do like the prints, and the hair is actually really nice. But I'll say they do cool prints on these wrestling figures with the tattoos and everything. This next one, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I can't blame them, I guess, if this is his outfit. It looks like he's just doing some yard work on a Sunday, and has his khaki pants on.
The boots are a bit extreme.
The boots are
yeah.
a little, but maybe he's doing some hiking. This is more wrestling. Seth Rollins. I know this name, Rollins.
I've heard of this character.
Yeah, I know the name.
I think
don't know
we're
about
just
the hair, if it's sculpted. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Like we started adding more wrestling basically just because Eddie was making fun of us, but it's like Sean really does buy this stuff. Like on his new pickups, he usually has like he'll pose them
That's
up
what
in
I
the
was gonna
ring
say,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah,
These biceps look like they move.
that'd be
Here
weird.
it's not as much, but it looks like these are separate.
Well,
Because they do that
like
with
depending on the
SH or
pose, you
whatever.
can slide it up and down.
Yeah, like they do it with some DBZ figures, I think. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think that's just a sculpted piece, but those DBZ ones are nuts.
These are elite, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like it does anything to me. But it looks like it's just a sculpting thing.
Sean,
This
you
is
need
different.
to tell us this, all right? You need to be here for this. These
That'd
are
be
definitely
big
very
news.
wrestling boots. All I can
Yeah.
think is like Chris Jericho had these sorts of things all on all the time. See, this guy's got them on too. This guy's JD McDonough. He's got alternate hair and a little.
How come that alternate
vest.
hair head looks like a corpse?
I was
The
gonna say,
eyes
why
aren't
did they
painted.
render it with like no paint
Yeah.
when this is also clearly a render? It's very odd.
It's like a Buck
Yeah.
Rogers figure, bro. No eyeball paint.
Yeah.
No vintage
interesting.
toy collectors in the audience. I know. Deep cuts. It's fine. Whatever.
I know.
I understood, Chris.
I know this Bray Wyatt we've talked about before. Again, the tattoo work is really cool. And this one, then we got Becky Lynch with the ladder. I also used to love these accessories as a kid. Just with they're such great figures to like just smash together, because I mean that's what they're meant to do. So got the chairs and everything and the tables.
Just makes me want to play No Mercy on N64. Yeah.
And this is a chase variant of the same wrestler, Becky Lynch. And we're getting right into it because there's even a decent amount of Star Wars stuff. So we're gonna jump through some of these quickly, especially this one. This is the Black Series, Osha Anissa. This one's gonna be coming in fall 2024 at $24.99.
Yeah. So this was announced just after the show came out because it's a spoiler that her and May are not the same character. Like the May figure was part of that first wave they put on pre-order.
All
So
right.
I mean, it's in the first episode, Badfish. It's not that much of a spoiler, but like it's same actress playing two different characters.
I probably
so they
wouldn't have
didn't
even
want to.
known if you hadn't said it. And she's on the
Well,
next slide, I think.
yeah.
The mage.
Well, it's a Black Series figure. You know, they're not. It's only some of them are super accurate to an actor, where you can tell in 2 seconds who it is.
It's
But,
also a holocom, and she has her mask up. But
oh yeah, they shouldn't be making those. We all know that. Yeah.
they've started the numbering system all over again, back to number 1.
Wow.
You love to see it.
OSHA's number
Oh.
1.
Yikes.
OSHA is the number 1 Star Wars figure, everybody. How about that? Well, you know what the previous
Thanks,
number
Kennedy.
1 was? The last Black Series number 1 was Finn, another great character that everyone loves.
I know. Hey, Finn is actually all right. Finn's all right, but no, I know
Well,
what you're saying. I know what you're
funniest
saying.
thing about Finn is that even John Boyega doesn't like Finn. Anyway.
Yes, let's get through. And this is now the TVC at $16.99 fall 2024. The same character, Osha Anissa. Looks like similar, bit of a different backpack. Or no, sorry, same backpack, but you get an extra holster thing.
Yeah,
Well,
they
this one
give you the holster because it's the same price as the Black Series, so they got to justify it.
There you go.
No, close enough.
That's a little
Yeah.
cheaper, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
here she is again in the holocom, and this is $27.99. Also fall.
Well, at least in the show, she was wanted for a brief period of time, so it's kind of makes sense.
These must be selling though, right? People
Certainly
freaking
not.
making 'em. They keep making them.
I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
but the EB or the GameStop by me has had the same ones sitting there since they came out, so I don't know.
Jump in the comments if you collect these puck figures.
Nobody does.
That's probably fair. At my EB2 or GameStop they've sat to. That's probably true.
Well, it's false advertising. Like, it's never gonna light up how it does in that photo on the left. Like, it does not work that way. That has a crazy studio backlight on it that is sort of photoshopped out. Like,
Do you
it
have
doesn't
one?
look
Have
like
you
that.
tried it?
I've seen pictures of people
Just
trying
kidding.
to light them up, and basically the up to the knee lights up, and then the diffusion of the light is so much that it's like,
That
unless
makes
you have a
sense,
long
yeah.
exposure,
And the
it doesn't look good.
articulation messes it up so badly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
I will
remember,
say-
Chris, I sent you that picture from Target that one time with Bo-Katan where I was like, she looks like Palpatine. Like, with the, I don't know, it's,
You can't even tell what you're looking at.
yeah, yep.
That's the problem. You lose all the detail. Here's
Mm.
Ezra Bridger. Same price, same release time window, fall. And this one is a bit easier to tell what's going on, but I'd rather just get the standard.
You know how the Jedi, the Force Ghost figures, they still print the faces on. I think they should at least do like a grayscale, like black ink face printing, because it just, you can't even tell who it is. It's so
What,
bad.
you mean like a wash? Like something that settles
well,
into the details to...
If you look at the Force Ghost, like the Force Ghost Qui-Gon, like he does have the face printed on, but it's like 50% translucent or something. It's like this just doesn't. This just is
Oh,
like
yeah,
such a
okay.
cheap out, you know.
Yeah,
This is
this
like-
is...
Yeah, like if you change the texture of the plastic even, like it gives the... I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right, Chris. You lose the detail when you go transparent. So it would be nice
Well,
if they would
they
add like a
market this face-
micro texture
Exactly.
to have
They-
some
what they market
surface
the-
detail.
The face printing is such a big like point with them that like the figures look so good with that like face printing on there, but this totally pulls that out. It's so econo, you know. It's so discount bin. I just can't
Yeah.
believe they're making more of these. But whatever.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
That is definitely true, and the it's a strange thing they're doing there. And then we've got more Black Series, the Shriek Hawk from the Mandalorian, and this one is coming in at $24.99, also fall, and then a 2-pack at $44.99, also fall. The Shriek Hawk trainers, what is it? The Skittle Mandos they call them. I forget.
Yeah. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is some of the They tried as hard as they could to make Mandalorians lame, and they kind of succeeded. I don't feel excitement when I see these characters anymore. I don't know
These
what happened.
figures, are
Yeah.
pass. I like the shininess on like the gun. Like there's kind of cool
Yeah.
detail there,
It's
but
sort of a hybrid. It might be the same gun as the old the like cobalt blue like Death Watch Mandalorian.
yeah, but not enough
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, it is
Have
sad
enough-
how that series kind of went downhill. Like there was only one bad episode in the first season, and then yeah, well, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
season 3 is just meandering nonsense, but what can you do? You know, if you would just watch up to end of 2, it's a good experience.
I have enough cool Mandos as well that I don't need
Right?
these ones. So these are coming out though, and then finally the retro box. Why are they doing a retro version of the Acolyte?
Finally.
thought
Oh, I
this
thought
was
you meant
fake.
you've been waiting for this.
I really thought
No,
this
the
was fake.
final one we're doing. These are $59.99, also fall. But yeah, why are they doing this in retro collection? I'm not sure. But yeah,
I don't like them.
yeah.
I don't like the prequel, like the episode 1 retros. I don't like that. I don't like they're coming out with a box that's episode 2 and 3. I don't know why like it's weird. Like the ones that like the first wave of Mandalorian ones where it's like maybe they kept it because that show takes place like 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Like it sort of feels like an interesting continuation of the Kenner line, but like the prequel stuff doesn't make any sense to me. It's just so like out of time with that aesthetic, and I'd put this in the same category. And it's just like it's weird. It's like I'm kind of enjoying the Acolyte, like in honestly, but like the idea of even getting a TVC like OSHA figure is like just like I'm glazed over with boredom.
This is 100 years ago, so they should be retro, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the prequels came out in the
Yeah.
early 2000s, and it just looks weird to me because it's like you're telling me these look worse than a figure of the same character that came out 20 years ago when the movie did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Weird.
mixed feelings about these. Like, even as somebody that was like old enough to collect the original line while they were coming out, some of them I like, and some of them, yeah, leave me cold.
Yeah. First wave
Because
of
there's like some
Mandalorian ones,
intentional
awesome.
cheesiness that they add to it sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like the colors
The
are
final
wrong on
tapes.
purpose and stuff to try to add that kind of Kenner feel to it. You know, like
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
Well, but I mean, it's interesting, right? Like that Return to the Jedi box they put out a while ago had a yak face in it. Like, if they would have sold that yak face single carded, they would have sold a boatload of them.
true.
Because some
True.
people just want that thing loose, right? And it's like and they're doing like Steve Evans has sort of teased that like this is the tip of the iceberg, you know, like they're coming out with there's going to be more retro announcements, but I wonder if it seems like the last like 3 have been these boxed formats. Like they might stop putting them out single carded. Like the last ones that were
Oh
single
yeah, I think
carded
that's
release
done.
was like the Return of the Jedi ones that were like remakes, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, don't like this character? Well, tough shit. You know?
Yeah.
Can't have the other ones without this.
Because
or-
like
yeah.
I kind of want that Mon Mothma from the Return of the Jedi box, but I'm
I
not
remember you
buying the
being so
box.
upset about her hands.
Yeah, well, she
Was
has a
it-
gun. It's like she doesn't need to have a gun. She should just have the stubby hands like the Imperial Dignitary. Like if it was good enough for Anakin and the
Yeah.
Imperial Dignitary, it's good enough for Mon Mothma. But she has a gun, as if she ever even in Andor she doesn't shoot anybody. What the heck?
Not yet. It's not happily married, so we'll see what happens.
The
She kills that guy. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Great. That's why he's not in Return of the Jedi, folks. That's why she had to leave the Senate, because everyone knew that she murdered her husband. Anyways,
That would be awesome.
the only the only ones of these I considered getting were like the original, like R2 and all that kind of. And then I think
Yeah,
the second
the
ones
first
after
12.
that maybe. Yeah. So
yeah, there's 2 boxes that make up the 12 backs. That's respectable if you're like somebody who you know that you might be able to afford real 12 backs, but you're not silly enough to actually spend the money on them. That's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, and even then I couldn't justify buy. I think there were 100 Canadian for the pack or something, and I
Yeah.
couldn't justify buying. I was like, where am I gonna display them? So I
Well,
never pulled the
they
trigger.
they look nice loose the first 12, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't. I definitely think there's a market for some of them, but this I don't know when they're getting into the more modern Star Wars. It is I guess a little strange.
Yeah,
Maybe they're just
jettison it
running out.
right
Yeah.
out the airlock. No, thank you.
Speaking of more Star Wars and airlocks, and here we go. We're right into the HasLab. This was the topic of the show, you could say. The big news: the Vintage Collection Star Wars newest HasLab is coming out and up for pre-order or funding, however you want to call it. But we're gonna go back to that picture I showed just a moment ago. I wanted to get right up to the entrance here, but this is going for the first time. They've had a standard and deluxe option for the HasLab. Both will count towards the 8,000 backers needed, which it's at about 4,600 as we speak right now. Of the 8,000 required, the standard is $399. The deluxe is $499. The standard measures at 32 inches by 19 inches, or 82 centimeters and 82 and a half centimeter by 49 centimeters, and the deluxe is 32 inches again by 29 inches. So it's another 10 inches added on for the deluxe, and it's going to include some figures we will go through here shortly. But this is the entrance. This is kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
The
well,
lettering at the top there.
like there's a big story around that. Like I think Regal Robot, the Tom Spina's company, put out like a sign you could buy that looks like that. And in the movie, you can't even see the full sign. So like, nerds spent years sifting through reference photography to even like see what that full graphic looked like. It's like it's
Really?
not in the
Yeah.
movie. You see like the first two letters in the movie. So
I was
like,
gonna say it
this
looks
is
familiar. Yeah.
it's arcane knowledge. But yeah, Tom Spina, Regal Robot, was like selling a 1-to-1 sign of that for a couple years ago. Very cool.
We're gonna flip through a lot of these images again, so just as you we're gonna kind of go through it as we come through the entrance here. I don't remember there being chairs in the entrance.
I bet you there are. If they're in
Google
they're in
it.
there, these guys aren't
Yeah.
messing around, man. They looked at the blueprints of the original set to design this.
Yeah, here's the little hookah.
Look how crazy the chairs look. This is because when you watch a movie that's in a 2:3:5 to 1 aspect ratio, you basically don't see anything like below the waist of a character. So like you'll see stuff in here like the taxidermy alligator sticking out of the wall. Like I don't know if you see any of that stuff in the movie, but it appears in set photography where there's like a ton of weird random taxidermy sticking out on the wall. I think there's like a big fish somewhere too. I don't know if it made it into this play set,
We
but
will
like
see. Yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
I've got all the pictures. So these lights are interesting. Here and here. These ones seem to light up, but I think that could be from outside.
Yeah, there's no
why
actual
later,
lights
yeah.
included.
There's
Yeah.
no lighting, yeah. But yeah, what are your first impressions here, Kyle?
The deluxe is $500, right?
Yes, yes.
I mean, and the ghost was $500.
Yes, we will double
So,
check
like-
that, but I'm pretty sure.
So like it really, like before I watched Ahsoka, it really broke my heart to not be able to get the ghost. I was sort of between jobs at the time. Really wanted it, considered reigniting my life of crime or whatever to get it, and then decided against it, and then Ahsoka made it so much less appealing that I was
Nice.
in the end I was happy I didn't get it.
Great.
It ruined Rebels for me and everything, but but like to have like
That's
a beautiful $500 ship compared to this, to to me there really is no comparison. Like it's this to me. I
Interesting.
the cost is not justified to me, and I've seen a lot of people do like custom sets of this that came out very nice. So in my mind, I'm comparing this to those as well.
Yeah,
don't,
I've got
we
a
got some.
few custom pictures, but probably not the same ones you obviously are thinking of. But
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I was gonna send some, and then I don't know. In the end, I
Yeah.
just it, like there is a lot of potential to have fun with this. I will say that, and it's a thing that it comes back in the Mandalorian, and there's a lot of potential for fun, like bringing other lines in for to be goofy and
that's true.
if this fell off the back of a truck, I would definitely like pick it up and take it home. But I can't imagine.
Yeah.
500 is a lot, and that I've heard a few people actually. I've heard one or two people making that comparison where, like comparing it to the Ghost,
Yeah,
like they'd rather have a vehicle rather than say a like not playset. Like it is a playset, but more of like a set of a movie, like a movie set.
and there's something
Yeah.
about like we never see like. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Chris would know. Well, you would know too, probably. But like the top of the archways there, uh, that's not something you see in the movie, right?
Well, that's just I think if you look in the previous shot, those come out, right? Like
Yeah,
see
we'll
it
go
right
through
there.
that here. So I actually, when I initially saw
I
this,
mean,
and welcome Mechanized, thanks for tuning in. He's actually backed the standard.
That's what I'm thinking
And
about. Yeah.
I'm just concerned about the funding goals. Alvin J, we will definitely get to those as well. And sorry, here you'll see if we jump between the two pictures. I thought these did not. I didn't deep dive into before this because I kind of wanted to. But I saw that these come off as I was preparing the show. I was
okay.
like, okay, so because I hated this when I saw this, it looked like the back of a movie set.
It looks unfinished, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's what
looked
I'm.
unfinished. And
Mhm.
even so, they should, I think, have something here. If these are gonna pop off, have another piece of plastic that runs along here to
Dude,
cover all this.
listen,
Yep.
the reason that part even exists is because they know that toy photographers are going to go nuts with this, and they're going to get a camera right in there, and if they
Mhm.
set up people in that little booth and there's no wall, it's not going to look weird and they're not going to like it.
So we'll
But
never see the ugly tops
Yeah.
in good toy photography, I
And
Well,
suppose.
having these, I think this is a good thing. Having these and having them able to come out, but cover
Yeah.
this up.
Okay.
yeah,
That's
because
what I'm saying.
I'm okay with
It's
the
one more
doubles.
flat piece of plastic to drop on top of that.
yeah,
I
but it
don't
wouldn't
know.
look like anything, and also it wouldn't. It's
I'm
not
okay
part
with
of
But
the
I mean,
building. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's just
I
like because
guess.
you shouldn't even technically that should be like solid cement there. You
Yeah, the
shouldn't see
building has a
anything.
roof.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah,
So
like
like,
how hard would that have been to like? I don't know.
but what is it?
I
But
don't
what
know.
are you looking at though? I think this the real problem with this
Like on
is
either
I'm
side of
saying
this picture here, it's
these plastic mold
yes.
lines look like the back of a movie set, and it looks like
Mhm.
crap. That's what I think.
That's when I
right.
first saw the pictures of this. That was the big impression that I had was that like,
I think
why
the
does it
base
look like?
offering is the key here. Like
This is the
because
base offering here, just
yeah,
FYI. So I can list all those details. We get 3 booths. We get the large bar, obviously, the main entrance and whatnot, the facade outside. 3 modular sitting booths. This is, I almost want to pull up the video. It's so dumb. They move this one over there. It's like you can have the crack from this wall on this wall. It's like, okay, well, sure. 3 modular sitting booths with archways, 8 round tables, 1 rectangular table, 4 tall stools, 15 short stools, 5 single seat chairs, 2 seat benches, which is, sorry, back at this first slide. All this stuff here on the left. The 15 short stools, 5 single seat chairs, 4 2-seat benches, 8 different types of cups with over 100 different cups, which is cool, and barware, including pipes and accessories. And then the deluxe pack will include everything on the right here, the additional 3 booths with additional wall features that aren't like this alligator is not on the other one. It comes with 5 additional short stools, 2 additional single seat chairs, 4 additional 2-seat benches, 6 round tables, 20 more cups, and unique wall decor, as I mentioned. And we were discussing covering these. You're saying the core offering was matter. Sorry, Chris.
Well, I just think that like the problem here, like you compare to something like the Ghost, where like this requires you to understand how to display things in an interesting way. The Ghost does not require you to understand a damn thing. It just looks good. You put wherever you can find space, you put it somewhere. You need to put this at like, because of the top of the bar, like
Eyeball
this is some.
level.
Yeah, exactly. You need to
Yeah.
like you need to get some lighting in the back, and you need to, the full offering. I don't know what you do with that, because like you basically have to have your head inside it to see what's going on.
Yeah,
I guess like
it's so enclosed. So this is the full offering with the 3,
Yeah,
and this is the traditional layout of what the cantina would look like.
it's accurate, but it's
yeah.
I
like,
get
what
it's
do you?
transparent of them to show the ugly top view, I guess. Like instead of photographing it the way you would, Chris, or somebody that knew what they were doing. I guess like it's nice
Well,
that you at least see what it's gonna look like.
I don't know. Badfish, can you? I don't know if how if it's farther down. Can you pull up the shots of my buddy's custom that I sent you? Are they in here?
They're at the very end, but yeah. Of
Okay,
course.
I'm just because it's like this. I think this is a good example of like end
I want to
end.
spoil everything.
Yeah, well, everybody's seen it. We're late to the game, but like, so my buddy Narayan has this custom one that's like the layout's similar, right? Like he
It's
has it.
almost the exact same. So if you look here,
Yeah,
here's
he
the
has it like
entrance,
an
and
acrylic
then
coffee table sort of
yeah,
display, but like
Oh yeah.
you see how
That's
it's
really cool.
but there's no roofs, right? Like you like those arches that you guys don't like. They're all like, you can take those out, and it does look better than it does in that one shot. Like
I
you don't
say
have
I don't
no
have a
art.
good picture here, but see they're
Yeah,
cut kind of here, and this
yeah,
one is a great example. There's a roof there, but he's clearly cut it away to make it
yeah.
like
You
you
see a
would like
taste of
in
it.
a diorama of like a building or like a cutaway in one of those books you used to get like explaining
Yeah,
what the place looked like.
but like most people are not going to have the space, or like, whatever, 500 to $1,000 custom shelf display acrylic box to put this in. I think most people need to like really wrap their head around the base offering, and like, because even that's 20 inches on the short side, so like you're not putting it on a bookshelf. Yeah, you know what I mean, like you need
Yeah.
something more than that.
Yeah.
So like,
32 by 20 basically.
yeah.
32 by 19, but yeah.
And then think about the fact that this guy has, you're getting like what, 7 figures with this if it hits all the stretch goals, something like that. Like this
Yeah, we'll
guy
go
went
through that.
back and picked up everything that ever came out, plus some customs, right? So like, this is like a
Made his own
thousand
hookah.
dollars of old
Mm.
loose figures to really fill it out. If you want, the big praying mantis guy with the skirt and all that nonsense. Like,
He probably bought a bunch of or 3D printed these IG88 heads. I don't know how he
yeah,
did it, but then he made the hookah, which the hookah is really way more accurate, obviously, in the other one, but this is
yeah,
still really cool. But
yeah.
sorry,
But
we'll
like,
jump back there.
yeah, I just mean like, most people are not going to display it like that, because you're going to spend more than the HasLab cost to set up that display. So like, I really think you need to sort of think about what the base offering, and like how you can sort of place it in a way where you can like get it looking good and you can actually see inside it. Because like, I think this is awesome. I think it's just, you have to visualize where to put it and how to set it up. Because
That's
like
So
true.
like
go
the
ahead.
stretch goals have already been announced. Then like all those figures
Yep.
we just saw is all.
Yeah, we'll go
Well,
through that in series there.
No
okay,
B Arthur. No
well,
B Arthur.
that would be a game changer. But
Yeah, dude.
I,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know if that would. I don't know if that would like. It'd be interesting to see the effect that would have on pre-orders, but I can't
I'd
predict
be a
that.
lot more interested. I would.
I feel like the Tonica sisters, and we're gonna get to that. The Tonica sisters are huge. It's like
Yeah.
that was a thing for years, where like
Right.
one
Because
of the
that one actress that
actresses.
was a pain. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't. She sort of fought them on like making a toy early, like in the like Power of the Force 2 era, I think.
Mhm.
And I mean, they look pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, and those are I'll kind of get into it later, but yeah, those particular ones are you
Yeah.
definitely think of them.
The way
This
here,
is kind of
Yeah.
cool here. I was just gonna
They're
point out
prominent.
yeah.
It's a good
the
thing that they
go ahead. Yeah.
did that actress die? Like how did they figure that?
The one who was the problem died like 10 years ago, I think.
Okay,
The other
right.
one has been all about it for a long time.
Mhm.
The other
Mhm.
one was on a toy collecting podcast being interviewed saying, "Call me up. Let's get this deal worked out."
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They did. Just get in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, but I don't know how they even like have you ever heard of a Star Wars actor like standing in the way of a figure being made? That's probably the only case ever. But if that's even the truth, like the real behind the scenes detail. But like the way I look at this is like people are hating on it a lot. It does look kind of weird, but like when you have these low angle shots like the one on the right where it's like filled out properly and lit properly,
Hmm.
this is like this is like this is one of the most important scenes in cinema history. This is the crossroads of fucking destiny. This is like this is the most important
Yeah.
thing that ever happened in Star Wars possibly. And it's like and from a cinematic like history standpoint, everybody knows this scene. Gen Zs know this scene, like like everybody knows this scene. It's a big deal. People parodied it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something special about this. I'm into it,
Yeah.
and I'm glad it's going to exist. And they'll sell enough of them that if down the road you regret not buying it, you'll just have to pay $1,000 to get it, but it will be available.
You think it's gonna go up that much?
Oh, in like 10 years, I'm sure. By then,
I think it will be more where the Razor Crest, just because they will get backed a lot. But the the
it's more
I
relevant
do
to history.
yeah, I do like the I just am thinking of like the numbers because of the numbers that it produced versus
I don't know if I don't think I mean, we'll talk about the stretch goals later. Like, I'll be impressed if it hits the last one.
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. This is cool though. Just kind of talking about that lighting. I was talking about the lights earlier. These little blue and red ones. This is clearly them showing the that lighting feature, how they kind of run through it with the how photographers could use these windows and
Yeah.
whatnot that are there, and these probably for some of them will also light up through that kind of same backlighting.
I
Here's
do
an
wonder,
entrance shot and a side
do,
shot.
do they ever show the tables? Because like how in the movie the tables have the iconic like center light in them. It's like a practical key light for the actors. Like that one in the foreground there, like the middle piece was like a diffused like
Yeah,
light that was almost the shape of a cup. I wonder if those are hollow underneath where you can do that. They must have done that.
Pop an LED in there.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure. Yeah,
it's such a prominent feature in the movie that like that'd be a massive
they
oversight.
seem to have sort of photoshopped it in here
Yeah.
in these ones, but yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then this is kind of like the shot of them standing at the bar. It's very much this is them, like you said, the photographer's getting right in there. This is kind of what you would see happening. And then a bunch of customizing stickers, which I don't think any of this is anywhere on the Cantina in the movie,
No.
right?
Well, maybe I don't know, maybe some of it's in Mandalorian because there's some more modern stuff in
Yeah,
there.
that's what I would think.
And like the arrow to like
Hangars.
docking bay 94, like
Yeah.
that does the 94 in the movie does look like that, but it's not inside the cantina. It's like out on the street somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's like a Rebels Sabine graffiti there. So like, there's some fun stuff in here, but I would
Yeah.
not be placing any of these stickers on my cantina if I get one.
The Sabak thing's kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe that sticks on a table to look like cards, but I don't think you
And then
see
some of
Sabak
these
in A
like
New
little,
Hope.
like
Yeah.
wall mounts and stuff. Sure. Maybe
Yeah,
you
like
could
little
say.
control panels and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, these would you want to put these on? No. they're not wanted more for the
They're
scene you
wanted.
want to do.
Yeah,
Can you imagine they're hanging out in a bar that has their
has
wanted
their
posters up?
poster. Yeah, right.
The Max Rebo poster is very interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I wonder
At
where
least
they
they're not
got, and
English.
I wonder where this art came from. Was this existing, or did they
I don't recognize any of it. I
take
think they
it?
made it
Yeah.
up for this.
Cool. Oh, there's what's her
Yeah.
name, just, advertising too. But yeah, this is Are we getting this? This scale is asking. I don't know. Alvin J got the deluxe, saying it's a wish list Star Wars playset, definitely. And Mechanized thinks it doesn't need a roof. You wouldn't be able to see anything. I'm not saying a full roof, just a roof over the booths. So where the booths are
I think you don't display those arches on there unless you're taking a
down here.
low angle photography shot.
I
Yeah,
think
but even
there
like,
will, if you had it eye level, some people would have those on. But I see what you're saying.
yeah, I see Chris's point about like, what are you going to cover it with because it's nothing you've seen in the movie. But it's like even like the whatever that horseshoe is around the top of the bar, like I don't know, man.
That
There's
looks
something.
bad
There's
'cause it
some.
looks hollow. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
It
Even
does
if they
look
put a flat
unfinished.
surface. Yeah, even if there's just a flat surface on that hollow horseshoe, that would be improvement. But I see what you're saying. It's just you're not. Yeah, I mean, you like it requires such a unique setup to display properly that
yeah,
if you do it right, you're not even seeing that almost. You know
So
what I mean?
this
Like
is the
True.
angle that you're talking about right here. This
Pretty
is
much,
the
which
angle
is
that
gonna
you'd
be-
want
and
to
it's hard to
right on the
achieve.
right, especially
because like
have
where
it
you
at
have a
eye
20
level.
inch, where do you have a 20-inch deep shelf that's eye level? Like you're
And it's open so that you can light it from the top, which is cool. But
yeah.
yeah, like we're saying, if you don't have that option, being able to cover it might be kind of cool. But I don't know. I'm torn because it is very iconic. It's so, I mean, the pipe work and stuff here is great. The bar is very cool and detailed. The cups are all very detailed, and the little uh, things of alcohol here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very, very tempting. But with the conversion, I think I told you, because the standard is 5. I'm gonna check right now. I think it's 580.
Yeah. I might be
Like
one of those
547 with Canadian conversion.
Yeah. I
for
might be
the
one of those
standard.
annoying guys who like waits till see how many tiers unlock and maybe I'll get the standard near the end, but like I'm not mad at it. I don't know. I feel like
That's
this
not
needs
even
to
shipping or
exist.
tax, just FYI.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
No
I
shipping
feel
or
like it
tax.
just should exist because it's like it's been like, it's impractical. It's 45 years late. There's been 2 shabby attempts at it in the
yeah,
past.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
it's weird because like I feel like it feels like it's missing a wash or something. Like it feels like the paint is it, but I know that the movie, the walls were very basic.
Just sort
like,
of yeah.
but could they have done a black wash here to make, I don't know, could they have done something?
I think it would
don't know.
I think it would look better in terms of the toy, but I don't know if it would make it more accurate per se.
Yeah, yeah. But it
Right.
is very cool.
Like
Sorry,
I had
Mika,
mentioned
but-
the customs I've seen of it on Facebook and stuff in my custom groups, and like there was this one guy that worked on it for I don't know how many years, and it was like update number 267. My eyes are failing, and like it's like maddening to get all these like details from the bar, like all the tiny props and hookahs and IG88 heads
need a
and
team.
piping and yeah, right, yeah. So like this guy worked on it for years and years. So like if time is money, then and you need this in your collection, then $400 or $500 is worth it because like
yeah,
I've
if you
seen
want it, it's the time.
it literally destroyed this man that tried to do it on his own. So
See, why'd you have to say that? Now you just convinced me.
I think it's I don't know, man. It's just like this is this isn't practice, this is the game. This is not Acolyte. This is like this is the real Star Wars.
I got that episode of Mandalorian kind of ruined the cantina for me though. It's
Oh, you hate to hear it.
Oh,
I
I
can
don't.
understand.
that one makes me so mad. That I hate that episode so much that like But anyway,
I
I'll
kind of
stop talking
forgot
about that.
that episode.
Yeah.
So did
I've
I.
seen
Blocked it
this
out.
so many times. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this so many times. I kind of just
And I'm tired of going back to
don't think about
Tatooine too. I'm like, if Star Wars never goes back to Tatooine again,
God,
it'll be
yeah.
too soon.
It's like
But-
they're so referential. It's almost like a wonder they didn't. It's almost like I wouldn't have been surprised if the Mandalorian's like walking around the cantina and he just looks down at Ponda Baba's like blood stain.
No, man.
I wonder what that was. 'Cause, like nothing has ever changed in this whole place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so like R5D4 like still has the grease stain from his motivator.
Oh
blood.
my
Yeah.
God!
Like,
Yeah,
come on, guys.
nobody wiped him off in 15 years. Real quick, I want to say shout out to Chris V. Thank you for tuning
Hey,
in live. Love to see it. Let's get into the figures as well here. That's our next sit here. The figures that come with it are and I actually didn't mention it yet, but it is up a bit further here. Coming with the carded versions, 3.75 obviously, of, is it Wooher?
That's right.
Wooher? All right.
Yeah.
And the Tonica sisters, Bria and Seni Tonica. And man, I remember these two. We'll get into the thresholds here. I just want to quickly say these two I remember so distinctly smoking that hookah or whatever was it just this hookah they were in front of, right? Because this is the shot.
I mean, there's a guy.
Right here.
There's a guy in a spacesuit smoking. I don't know if I can't remember if they're actually smoking or not, but
I think this
mean,
is the shot.
yeah, it's special. It's special stuff. Like, first of all, Wooher is a disaster of a human being, and it's amazing. Like, he's a 3 3/4 Star Wars figure with painted chest hair. Like,
I say, is this
let that-
textured
Yeah.
chest hair? That's
I
textured.
think it's. I don't know if it's textured, but I mean
it's
that picture
textured.
of him with the rifle is amazing. Like, what is?
I
going on?
had to put that in there for that reason.
Yeah.
So these three on the right here come with the set and have been said to be. I didn't put the slide in. Shoot, someone
Yeah.
they posted that these three are said to be exclusive to the Cantina only. This set
Right.
will be the only release of these figures.
Sure.
Makes sense.
And then the tiers, which we start with Greedo here. These are them in the Cantina, some of the other figures. But with Greedo, oh, jeez, I had to put this one in, him
Yeah,
fingering
look
the
at this.
glass.
Yeah. But look at that rifle.
And the
That's
rifle,
like a-
I
that's-
didn't
that's-
understand.
I said I don't serve their kind here.
Amazing.
Guys,
Uh,
who is the real owner of the cantina? It's not this guy. Do you know? It's a nerd question.
No clue.
Count, you've heard this in your life.
I'm sure it's in the old EU somewhere. but-
Yeah. It's a Wookiee named Chalman. He hired this guy. It's Chalman's Cantina. That's the real name of the cantina. It should say that on the box. But anyways,
That would be cool.
this bartender is like this is
Or at
good
least in the
stuff, man.
Arabesh, they should have it.
Yeah.
Then Bria Tonica on the card, and her sister, Seni.
The real tragedy of this is that you will have to open these if you buy this
Right.
thing.
Yeah, it's almost mean to put them on the card. It is. It's yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
with the Ghost, at least they were.
Now you
doing
gotta
all
buy
these other
two.
versions. You can
So
buy.
there's your
multiples
$1,000,
of it.
Chris.
And look at that, they're different heights, which is funny because like in the canon they were supposed to be twins, I think, but in the movie the actors are clearly different heights, and it looks like one is like a couple millimeters taller in this.
Yeah.
It's not just the hair, so that's pretty funny. It's very accurate.
Their
I love
mother
the green
underfed the one
lips
she didn't
and
like.
Stuff too. I forgot these. These come with a pit. Each come with the same pistols, the short and long one.
Yeah.
A interchangeable hand for the pistol and a drink.
I'm guessing the
Different
pistol
drinks.
is like just made up for the figure. I don't think you see any
Yeah, I
such
think
thing.
so.
Yeah.
I'm positive. Same with his gun.
It's
I
cool,
don't think
though.
he has a
Oh,
gun.
you wouldn't want
Oh,
to be a lady in there without one.
Yeah, I just don't think you see it. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff. Like the figures alone, like it's hard to believe, but it's been like 20 years since there was an updated Greedo figure.
Jesus,
See,
really?
see, that's the thing. Like every time that picture comes up, I'm like, why him? But like, okay, so that's
The last one had like a felt vest that looked insane.
Oh my.
It did not look good at all. It was like from like
Yeah.
2003 or something. Yeah.
So this is 11,000 backers with the blaster and the cup.
But
Yeah.
but like Badfish was saying, they implied that stuff like the Greedo, even if it funds, they're gonna be a regular release with like a different
Yes.
card back image. So like if you just want a Greedo, sure, but I mean, do you really want a Greedo and you don't want the Cantina? Like, you know, like where
Wouldn't
else? Greedo doesn't exist.
you wouldn't rather
anymore.
have the Mantis, Chris?
I mean, in the special edition, he exists at the Falcon.
The
With
praying
Jabba.
mantis guy, it's weird. I was at a couple months ago. I was at a Empire's State Collectors Club meetup, and like I went down. It's just illustrious house party of Star Wars nerds, like buying and selling and just
Awesome.
being alcoholics, right? And like I go down to the basement, and like I'm just seeing the handoff of some guy buying a loose praying mantis from the cantina, and I'm like, God damn it! I would have spent like $50 on that. I just on an impulse buy. I see these two guys exchanging the big praying mantis wearing a skirt from the cantina, and that guy bought that like before this was announced by like a little tiny bit. So he's just like, yes.
Good time.
That's probably $100 figure carded now. Who knows, man? With the sale barge, all the goons shot up like crazy. And this guy makes perfect sense as a tier because they have to do a unique torso that they won't be able to reuse parts for because he's got the forearms. So
yeah, this is cool. I saw one where he was holding the blaster behind his back, and
yeah,
he comes with an interchangeable hose. It seems. This is
highly
14,000 backers in the Brun Leeds. Highly.
I'll be impressed if it gets up there, man. Because I think the display is such a conundrum for some people that it's really inhibitive, and they're just not gonna. They can't envision how to set it up.
That's true. That is true. And this is the coolest one I think of all of the like thresholds. Obviously, I always call him, just Wolf. Wolf man. He comes with some blue milk possibly, and he's 17,000 backers with his name. Sorry, Arleel. Shooch.
Yeah.
Shosh.
So
They're
like,
just twisting the knife in Rick Baker.
well,
Sorry.
I mean, Rick Baker, he did all right for himself. He's been retired for like 10
True.
years.
Okay.
But
All right.
if you don't follow his Instagram, check it out because he's still doing like bonkers makeups on himself for no reason. Like a couple years ago, he like painted himself up to look like Christopher Lee, and it was like, that's Christopher Lee. But anyways, but this, the Wolfman in the cantina, there's actually two, and one of them it's called Lack Sivrak, and he came out in Power of the Force 2. But this is like a Stan Winston mask that Lucas.
Oh, that's
really
right. Stan.
like.
Yeah. You're right.
Sorry. No, you're right. No, you're right. Stan Winston and Rick Baker worked on it, but this is
Okay.
this might be a Rick Baker mask, but either way, this is the one that Lucas thought looked really bad, and he covered it up in the special edition by a different new alien. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So this is almost like the human Jabba or something. It's like Lucas like tried to erase this character, So I'm pretty sure this is like the what Lucas thought was the crappier looking of the two Wolfmen, because there's literally two Wolfmen that are different face designs in the cantina. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that, and I didn't know he replaced it.
Yeah, there's like one alien in the special edition that's not in the cantina that's not in the original cut, and I think it just covers up that Wolfman's close up.
It looks like his mechanized knew the answer there. He had Shalman in the chat.
There
Shalman.
it is. We got one real one in the chat.
Alvin, that's why you buy two. Chris, shout out on the haircut. Yeah, I needed it. And he shouldn't be first tier for Greedo. I see what you're. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's a bit boring for to be a tier. He should.
You'll be impressed if it makes it to first tier, which is 11,000.
At least the Tonica sisters are base offering. Like, for God's sake.
And these, if they don't get funded, they won't release these on the normal cards.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, if you just get if you want to fill out your cantina, there's older versions of these other guys. Except there's a older version of not this guy, but the other two.
Okay.
This
Well,
Wolfman,
I'm
that's
just curious.
first version of him ever.
They can hold the cup too. I love this. I love that.
Yeah.
That's why I put that in there. And he looks good sitting down in the sitting down here. There it is.
Yeah, massive Lego C hand.
Yeah,
C
those are
grip.
the lights you were talking about. So,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
interesting.
It's cool.
So
I'm
one last look at it then. Are you I think you've answered. You're getting it.
Like I'm like I would feel a lot better about it if all the tiers were filled out, but yeah, I'm probably gonna get the base offering. I'm at like 80% into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm torn by it right now. It is very obviously iconic Star Wars, but like you said, it's the display problem. Count makes
Yeah.
great points though on if this is something you might want at some point. It kind of is worth the money because of the trying to do your own custom version could be quite a lot of work.
And I
this
mean,
is-
you know, the barge sold
Yeah.
8,000. It's like 1,500 plus now.
I think this will sell more than 8,000, but who knows? Do you know
I'm
how
not
long
so
it
sure.
took your buddy to make this?
Well, I mean, I think to be honest, I think he commissioned it because, as the count was saying, it'll drive you mad. You can't really do it. It's and look, he's got the outside, that like sphere
I know.
speeder and all that. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god. But yeah, I don't know. But that's $1,000 of figures, easy, if
I'm a
not more.
little disappointed there were no light ups like at the entrance, the light up for the
droid
little
detector.
detector.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
His has a floor. The HasLab doesn't have a floor.
Yeah. See, there's another addition they could have added. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very, very torn on. It's very cool, but it's a lot of money. And
You got the ghost coming too.
I say they haven't even got the freaking ghost out, and they're like, "Hey, you want to give us more money?" That speed of HasLabs to me is too much. That's my personal opinion, but I think they release too many a year. But sorry, Count. What are you considering this in any realm of getting the standard?
Because of the display concerns, like I would have been way more inclined to get the ghost, I guess, because like just looking around my apartment now, I don't know where I would put it. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and you can do a lot of fun toy photography with it. But
yeah, I
yeah,
could see.
I won't be doing
setting
it. I
up
guess is
somewhere,
the short answer. Yeah.
I could
Makes
see
me
myself
sad,
maybe eventually setting something up. Yeah, but I would be sad if I didn't get it, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
very hard decision. But yeah, and then also filling it out somewhat. And I could do that
It'll
even
cost
with.
you.
Yeah, but I would be okay with tossing old 5 POA Power of the Force figures that I have. I don't care.
Yeah, but also
I'd be okay just to fill it out.
I'm pretty sure Hasbro did announce that they're doing like a new TVC version of all the main characters from A New Hope. So like you'll have like a new Farm Boy Luke,
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Obi-Wan, Chewbacca, Han. So there's 5 more right there that belong in that if you pick it up.
Okay, so just a bit of detail. I didn't watch the stream, but thank you for this. Mechanized saying, Mr. Stevie said if it doesn't hit the stretch goals, they won't be making them on the regular card.
Not
So,
even
there you go.
Greedo?
I mean, well, that one, yeah. But anyways. Sorry, I'm having to look around my thing to see the chat here. So
He shouldn't have said that
camera.
because they had their campaign of like finish the 96. So like they should be making Greedo either way, but he's
see.
got lines. He's a real character. Anyway.
Last one, or not last, if we got other comments, we'll think. Thrawn's office. I backed the ghost, but I can't make sense of this, unfortunately. Just doesn't have the display ability. The Lego version checks this box for me. That's a great point, too. If you have something else to tick that box, I don't. The Lego version is actually really neat, so that's a great point. So I actually kind of want to look at that now, just in comparison. But Thrawn, not biting the bullet, but he did on the Ghost. So I might be the same. We'll see. Got to figure it out fast. We have, I think I said, but that ends July 8th. I think I said it right, or did I mention the other one? But this runs from June 7th, which has already begun, obviously, to July 8th. So set your
Yeah.
alarms. I set my alarms for some of these things because otherwise I'll forget it, just in case.
I feel like if this is like low numbers, like 10, like what's the minimum is 8,000, right? And it's like
Mhm.
it's not there yet. I mean, I think there gonna be a lot of regretful people if this ends somewhere around 10,000. I wouldn't be surprised though, because I think a lot of people are having a real hard time understanding what to do with it.
The
But anyways,
Ghost sold, I can't remember. I'd watch our stream maybe real quick. The Ghost, I think, sold like 2,000 in the last day or something alone. So I think there will be enough FOMO that it will push at the end. But either way, we'll see. There aren't many Star Wars things that didn't fund that weren't absolute trash. And I wouldn't say this is absolute trash. So I'm not saying it's trash at all, but you know what I mean. The ones that didn't fund were garbage. And this is at least has people thinking, but there are questions with people have told me it looks unfinished and so on. So
the ones that didn't fund were not TVC. That's pretty much the reason why they didn't fund. But anyways,
yeah.
Like, I do admire their honesty with the unflattering shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like,
yeah.
imagine if it was like all in like well done toy photography, like Chris is talking about, from like interior shots from a low angle, and then you get this thing and you're like,
And that's been seen before. It's been done
Yeah.
before.
yeah, like,
It's a great point.
yeah, you could cite examples. Yeah, like the whatever that was, the place that where you had to buy two of them really to have it look good. What was that? It was something from Empire Strikes Back.
carbon freeze chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So we will see how that pans out. We will touch back on that before things end. I'll actually see when our next shows are to see before the timer ends on the 8th. Very quickly, we're going to hit this just because I thought this was cool. Chester Cheetah Flamin' Cheetos. Glow in the dark, 6-inch for $29, August 2024. The original one I thought was so cool. This one's like a darker orange or red and I just thought it was cool. He comes with the Flamin' Cheeto bag. And there he is glowing with his flaming hot Cheeto.
Did you get the first one, Badfish? I remember you liked it.
No, it's
Okay.
still in stock, so I might still grab it, to be honest. But I just think Cheetos are good, but I just think it's a cool mascot. I think it's a cool thing to have on the shelf. So yeah,
It's fun.
so
Yeah.
oh, and this one's might have little dusty fingers. While the other one, I don't think the other one did. Gonna have to check.
I
that
get
out.
like I'm very unsettled by the concept of like Cheetos or Doritos fingers. Like it makes me just feel like banning people from playing my Xbox. You don't want the cheesy controller.
Certain things you just don't
Like,
mix, right?
Did they airbrush those on though? Like,
I don't know.
it looks like they kind of fade out like realistically, right? Like, it's not like a.
Well, I'm gonna get closer inspection on these shortly here, but this is very cool, and yeah, don't eat that little Cheeto though.
You ever like I don't know, like this is a cool figure. I think these are the most interesting thing that Jada does really. But like you ever
Wow.
think like Doritos and Cheetos for me are like one of those things where it's like we'd probably be better off as a society without them, kind of like cigarettes.
How dare you?
Yeah.
These
like
look
they're just-
airbrushed on, yeah.
All right.
How dare you, Chris? How dare you? We need Cheetos. We need to get away from the troubles of the world.
Vegetables? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They should
and
come with
troubles
like
troubles like vegetables.
they should come with like biodegradable tongs so you don't have to touch them.
That's funny. Let's see. And let's see what was next here. that was actually it for all the kind of news stuff. We had some McFarlane stuff we're probably going to touch on next time because there was some interesting stuff. But we may have someone on as well who actually may be collecting some of it. But yeah, the Lego version doesn't have the Tonica sisters. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's did we notice the HasLab is shorter than normal? No, what's the time frame normally? I'm not sure.
I thought they
Interesting.
were like around a month, but I haven't been paying that close attention.
Maybe they're normally 6 weeks. This is 4-ish.
Hmm.
So I don't know. But yeah, this is coming up now. Hot or not? Where is my list for these? These are the 3.75 ones that we just got.
These are the O-rings, right?
The O-rings, yeah, for $44.99. The 4-pack of Peter Venkman, Winston Zedmore, Ray Stanton, Egon Spengler from the '84 Ghostbusters, and sold separately is the Ecto 1 for $59.99. It's also up now. I have almost bought the Ecto 1. I probably will. I should probably get the figures to go with it, but I haven't seen those yet on Amazon Canada. Or sorry, not Amazon. On the other store that I found them on for the Canadian store. But I'd honestly, as much as I love Ghostbusters, I think you can get away with just displaying the Ecto 1. But now there's a HasLab being teased for it. So FYI, there is a HasLab for the Ghostbusters. Very likely going to be the Ecto 1.
Would that be like plasma series scale?
It's going to be the first 6-inch scale.
Oh, okay.
Or 1/12 scale.
Well, that'll be a lot cooler than that Ghost Rider car that they failed to fund. But I don't know.
Yeah.
This is cool, man. I don't want this, but like I think
Right.
pretty much everything should be 1/18th, and I'm glad it exists. And I like that it's like GI Joe construction on Ghostbusters because it's like that's the time period where GI Joe was really popping off, and it's like it feels like this should have existed back in the day. And people, you want an Ecto 1 that's to scale with your figures. This is a good option,
Yeah, because all there was like the real Ghostbuster stuff was like 5-inch scale, right? Or
yeah, and
roughly
it was
that.
cartoony and like
Right,
this
right.
is this is
Yep.
like
Very true.
this you could put I want to see some mashup photography with like vintage Joes and the Ecto 1 and all this is good stuff, man. I
The
like it.
prices are very reasonable for what it is.
Yes.
Like especially for the figure set, like $11 a pop, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah. I mean, if you're
For-
if you're a big Ghostbusters fan, then this seems like a must-have. So I would say hot, right?
And they're not retro style. Like the head sculpts are a little too good. They're not like GI Joe aesthetic, except for those bulky
Right.
arm joints, right? With those arm joints are exactly
Can't be
GI
helped.
Joes.
Yeah, that's the trouble with GI Joe is like, especially their females, like it makes the Baroness so
Crazy.
much less sexy to have those giant arms and shoulders. But
Yeah,
whatever. You,
size of their head.
yeah.
But I mean, but there's something like I don't know. They're sort of retro style, except for the head sculpt is like too good, which like it kind of works for me. And they're wearing like, they're wearing like the khaki jumpsuit, whatever. So the bulky arm doesn't look that weird.
Do you
I
think
like
they
it.
use the same body for each? Does it look like they use the same mold for all their
Except
bodies?
for these legs, I think they're all
Okay.
the same.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
But yeah, very
Even so, though,
good
like
points.
Chris says, the quality of the face sculpts is,
Yeah,
is
and this
good.
isn't the best picture of it either, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't agree with I can't agree more with all of your guys' points. Really, they're really cool looking for the scale. I love they've really incorporated the joints as big as they are. They incorporated them pretty well with the coloring. So, and yeah, like you said, with
And
the price count for almost just over $100
Yeah.
without tax, you're getting a full set of Ghostbusters and an Ecto 1.
And these
Yeah.
will probably have a tray inside the figure blister card. So in 30 years, when their O-ring melts inside, they won't fall apart inside the bubble if you keep them carded like the GI Joes have been doing.
True.
Yeah, it's longevity.
I haven't seen the packaging for these actually. I'm gonna go look and see if I can.
Neither have I, but those O-rings are a ticking time bomb. But
I think there's like a gasket. There's like a gasket you can replace it with or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
Home
Yeah.
Depot item you can.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
it
just
sucks that it's not original though. Like you can't
Oh yeah.
have.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not a problem now. Like you buy one of these now, like there's the odds are you will die before the O-ring fails. But it's funny when you see GI Joes from like 30 years ago that like a real expensive carded GI Joe where the O-ring failed inside the bubble. Like I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find any packaging right
Yeah,
now.
they've turned down an offer, and 2 years later it falls apart. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
Comedy.
That's too much. Then there would be a reissue or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hasbro. That was hot. Yeah, I think that was hot from all of us. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Then Chester Cheeto. This is to me is flaming hot. Excuse me. I need some water. This is flaming hot. So I don't need to say more.
Sure. I don't know why
Even
it looks
as-
like he has pants on, but
Even as somebody that doesn't eat this stuff, like I do have an appreciation for the ads and even the creepy new ads. So yeah.
there's creepy new ads, huh? I gotta check that out.
Oh yeah, computer animated Chester Cheeto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uncanny
Oh, I didn't
Valley.
see that. Okay.
Well, that's weird. They're not running those in Canada, huh?
I don't watch enough commercials. That's the thing. I have ad blockers.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I avoid them as much as I can. But sorry, did you say, Chris?
Yeah, like I mean, I think this is Jada Toys like the most interesting thing that they're doing, and it's cool. It does look a bit like he's got like some large underpants on or something. That waist joint's a bit weird looking, but
yeah,
it's cool.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I wonder why, like facing forward like that, there is that like the bottom juts out. It's unfortunate, but
Well,
what are you
maybe
gonna do?
maybe you could pose a really cool. You could do like a really cool like Tarzan swinging pose or something, but when he's standing straight up, it looks a bit weird.
It's odd, like why even? I mean, if you were to turn that joint, it would look pretty messed up, I guess, right? Like, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
because of the
exactly.
contrast of the white and the orange there. Like, you're just
Yeah.
gonna see the edge, right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the one thing that kind of jumps out at me, but and wouldn't
it's
be
still cool that it
it'd
exists,
still be
though.
a
I
buy,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I do pull the trigger, that's not going to be the part holding me back. So, or if I don't, sorry. Then finally, right before I think this is our final. Yeah, this is our final slide here before we get to the Patreonies. Hot or not for the HasLab, the Cantina. We've got both offerings here: the standard and the first time ever, a deluxe. And yeah, here's the lighting for the. Look, you can light those up from the back. But I don't know. I'm still so torn on whether to get it or not. But it's as we've said, with the attention to detail with what they have pulled together. There are some things I don't like about it, like just something to cover this up if you wanted to display this on a lower shelf, or if you couldn't display it higher up.
Buy some
Something.
sandpaper, Badfish. Just set it on top.
I'm paying
that's how dumb it
$500
would
to
look.
sandpaper this. Come on now.
It wouldn't look.
Be funny,
That's what it would look like.
There'll be an aftermarket kit by some customizer to make
Yeah.
it stop looking like shit from the top.
Zach's Wonderland will print you out something. Yeah, but
Yeah, there you
Honest
go.
for
Yeah.
sandpaper.
if again, that's kind of like the Chester Cheeto. It's not the thing. If I don't buy it, I don't think that's the thing that would stop me from buying it. It still looks good enough. The thing that would stop me from buying it is probably just the price and having to come up with that money in a month. Is a lot. But yeah, it's hot though. They did a great job considering the screen accuracy and whatnot. I would maybe like a little bit more paint apps. Like when I compare the Ghost or the Razor Crest with like the detail of paint apps, especially the Ghost, that to me is a little bit more justified with the the amount of detail there, but I can understand where they could put the detail. Like they added all the little accessories and stuff, and
Yeah.
the piping and stuff. They have done it justice. And
I'll tell you the one thing that kind of drives me nuts is like you see you know how they have the exterior of the front entranceway. Like
Mhm.
if you get the base model where you just sort of display it like this picture on the left, like on a shelf, that whole you don't see any of that exterior facade because it's around the back, basically. You know what I mean? Like I like this side of it because the base model you display it like open like this, but that whole front door area is like a waste of space on your shelf, basically, because it's around the back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, maybe
That's
they'll
kind of annoying.
give you a mirror to help. Otherwise, you got to go buy some at
A
the
mirror.
hobby store.
And then you see those plugs where you connect the walls on the deluxe that you don't have. Like give me some pegs to put in those plugs so I don't look at I'm not reminded that I didn't buy the
They
deluxe.
they might, but or cover it with some sandpaper, as you said.
Yeah.
So. But
Yeah. All right. I'm going hot too. This is,
yeah.
the cantina is one of the most important moments in cinematic history. And if you don't appreciate it and you think it's not 10,000 times better than any Disney Star Wars, then I can't help you.
Get out.
You're a lost cause. Rethink your life. Watch it again. Realize that the world changed that day. That's what I just got to say to you.
And it is
You're talking
normally
pre-new edition, right, Chris?
It's the cantina barely changed. There's one. They took out
Yeah,
one
but
Wolfman.
the importance of the scene though with who shot first though, goddamn.
Oh yeah, well I think to a 5-year-old, they're more blown away by all the aliens. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, sure.
it's game
Okay.
changer.
True.
But yeah, I don't even think about who shot first because to me it's like there's one answer. I don't think about
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, man,
The
I
head
had some.
cannon. It's always Han.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Depends if you're asking Lando or somebody else. If it's Han or Han, yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, it's hot. This should have been out a long time ago. Some version of that's this good, but like I won't be getting it. But just the bar has incredible value. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of potential for just the bar.
You could display just the bar if you want. It does detach right here.
Yeah. Yep.
But then you'd be spending that money just for that.
Oh.
They could.
But I mean, like it's hot, but I do feel though that like the price is outlandish. It should be
Yeah, I
like
think
it should
the
be
price
like
is
2 for the base and 3 for the fucking deluxe. But what do I know?
I'd be happy with if it wasn't 4. It's 4 and 5, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'd be happy if it was 3 and 4.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going 2 and 3.
I'd be
but
much happier with 2
I'm
and
old
3,
and
but
cheap, so there you go.
I could live with 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And a HasLab under 300 isn't common, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, Badfish. I'm just saying, like you bought the Ghost, so like
Yeah,
this is kind of more relevant to like human history than the Ghost. Just saying.
Yeah. You know what?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
That's what I have to say. I should have been using these all show, right? I should have been using them all show. That was too good.
All right.
But-
Well, yeah.
You got a good point. This probably should have been out sooner, but it is here. Chris, you have a good point. It probably is more relevant than the Ghost to not only cinema history but Star Wars. So decisions have to be made.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to buy some Funkos?
Oh man.
I'll
Best of
sell you
luck.
the whole lot for $20. No, just kidding.
Do you have the Amazon tick?
No, I
Go-
don't.
go
All
fish.
right.
I stopped collecting, geez, way back, like at Rogue One. Hey.
All right.
You love to hear it though, the tick instead of the see. I would have said tech, but I haven't watched enough Bad Batch.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Like, I meant like the Tick, like the goofy superhero.
Oh, the
from
Tick,
Okay, good.
like the
Yeah,
blue
the Tick.
one. See, I'm
Yeah, the
thinking
blue
like
one,
Tech
yeah.
from Star Wars.
Because like that's the only merch available for that series. So like
that's sad.
that's pretty much the only time I've really been tempted with the Funko Pops. But
That show is, geez, I haven't seen that show in so long, but I do remember growing up with that one. I thought they
Yep.
teased like a figure possibly coming for that, like Super 7 or.
they did like of course the cartoon had them, and then like there was the first live action with Patrick Warburton that had him. And I have those,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
for the Amazon series, I can't remember who that actor was, but like the first season was great. The second season, not so much, but the only merch they ever did was the Funko Pop Tick for that. So
I've only
that's
got
the
Star
one that I
Wars.
kind of regret not buying, but I'll
You're
live.
out of your mind. You're like, I got the vintage figures from the other two shows they had, but I'm trying to buy the Funko Pop. What are you doing? You already have the best stuff.
Well, my storage space flooded, so like all my carded like animated
Oh,
series shit, like
Oh
I
my
had to take
God.
off the card. Yeah, dude, I dragged those to college. Like I had those hanging on the wall while I was trying to hook up with girls and stuff. And
Well, on the bright side, they're not Star Wars, so if you want them carded again, like you won't have to like sell a kid.
yeah,
probably, yeah.
yeah, true. I won't have to sell my plasma or anything. Yeah, all right.
yeah, and that, yeah, not Star Wars or Turtles. So there you go.
Yeah, right.
Those also are up there, but that's a great story. Oh man,
That just happened like within the last year. Heartbreaker.
Oh, it is. I fuck any of that shit now. I'm trying to make sure anything I need in Rubbermaids, if any of that happens.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was
Good,
funny.
good,
that
dude.
The funny part was them hanging on your wall while you're trying to hook up chicks.
Yeah, my roommate came into my room and he was like, "Man, I love this." He's like, "It's like being a kid again. I mean, you're not gonna get laid in here, but god
It was
damn."
literally 40-year-old virgin scene. Oh
Oh
man.
man. If you
Lining
watch that
me-
movie back though, he does not have cool stuff.
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
true.
he does not.
You're right.
It's all like
And like
almost-
really, like any girl that I don't know, any girl that judges you for that is not worth having anyway. So
I was gonna say there's definitely a lot of you can find someone who won't judge you for that, and you can,
things have changed.
Still enjoy
Like
it.
things are so much better now than they were. Like, well, I don't. Well, I'm sorry, we're trying to end the show here, but like
It's all good.
recently I went to, well, not recently, like 10 years ago I went to a Boston Comic Con and there was like a bunch of cute girls talking and like an artist that I admired was signing stuff. And so I was like, well, here's something to ask them about, you know? And so I went over and well, you guys will probably laugh at me right off the bat, but like this is a thing that you didn't used to talk about out loud, you know, like you read about it in Comic Scene magazine. And so I said like, hey, do you know where like Bill Sienkiewicz is signing? And they were like, what was that? And they made me say it like 3 or 4 times. And they're like, you mean Bill Sienkiewicz? And they all laughed at me. Like I wasn't
No.
yeah, I wasn't like geek chic enough for these girls. Like they were
Wow.
making fucking fun of me for not knowing how to pronounce like a Russian Jewish name that I'd
That's
never heard
amazing.
spoken aloud. Yeah.
That's not
That's
where
how
I
things
expected
have
that
changed.
story to go. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could have been worse, right?
Well, he probably didn't feel that could have been worse at the time.
No, I like my reality
That's
was
true.
shattered. I was like, how did this
That's
happen?
true.
Where have I been?
This is for Sean. This one.
Oh.
That's how that story ended. Poor guy. Poor guy. Honestly though, that was a fun show. Lots of fun.
Yeah, man.
Lots of fun stuff. And yeah, if you're not able to use your action figure knowledge to get a girl, I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
Right, that's right.
So we are gonna jump in. Shout out to everyone who has been watching live. And oh, Alvin J, sorry, said normally 45 days. Sorry for the HasLabs. So I think this one's only 30.
Yeah, guys. They secretly want it to fail so they can stop making TVC. Don't let it happen.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Yeah. Are you kidding? They sell his
Like,
cardboard.
if you
for-
don't support it, you're contributing to the death of 3
Yeah.
3/4, Chris. Is that what you're saying?
They,
Also-
they don't want to. They don't want to do that. They want to sell that stuff just forever. They can
Also, if
make
you
so
don't
much
buy
money.
it, you probably are not a man of culture, and you probably don't like George Lucas. All right, that's
They want to
covered.
sell us at least 15 more Vaders. All right, at least. All right, so
Black Series only.
I'm shocked that
Yeah.
Greedo's the incentive for you, though, Chris. I gotta say,
Look, okay,
regardless of how crappy previous versions
that
have
is
been.
great.
look up that last Greedo. It looks nuts.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh man. You know what? Google it and send it in the private chat there while I read this.
Okay.
So we are going to go through the sweet Patreonies, the three peelers, as Dean says: Captain Fordo, Ian Seaby, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, David Jones, Sam Gist, Joao Breda, Thomas Clark, that's SpongeBob as well, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Billy Badfish, Toy Cartel, Joe Corpus, Luke Skywalker, Danny Lee, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kret, Big Ol' Fern, Caesar Markman, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Tukathri, Wah, Derek Biziadinsky, Aries Portillo, Alvin J, Maria and Arelis Delgado. You know what? They both, Mario Delgado and Arelis Delgado, they both deserve their own shout out for being those sweet Patreonies. Sith Scale Collector, Alberto Cortez, Big Rib, Jazz Carroll, Matt Clevenger. I'm so used to Dalmaton being up here. Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith Dalmaton, Stephen Pritchett, Sean Usby, Yutzi, Scott Bradley, Steve Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Lewis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Exodus, Abe Dunk TV, and Gigi the Judgmental. And that's our new list of Patreonies. The May, June Patreoni stickers, the Tough Nut sticker, and the Small Talk sticker. Dean was the artist for Ben Thomas's Tough Nut stickers. If you don't watch his show, check it out on Sundays. And Small Talk, you're here watching it now with some very cool old SmackDown art. You love to see it, and that's from our boy Manny. Thank you for that. And the Patreonies, we have different tiers here. We have the hot seat at $5. Show your support, getting digital benefits, getting you access to the Patreon chat, Aux After Dark that are unlisted, and weekly shoutouts, and the Discord benefits. I was going to say, I know I'm missing one. Then at $7.50, the Sweet Angel tier also includes everything I just mentioned, and stickers, the monthly stickers you just saw, which are sent out bi-monthly now. You get 2 every other month, so rather than once a month now. And the Aux After Dark replay as usual.
Yeah, I've been shortchanging this slide on the CW movie night because like I don't even understand like of the advanced tiers what's still available. The pogs are sort of still a thing, right? But
There's one pog
yeah.
set, yeah.
Wow.
You're pretty close. It's basically the digital benefits at the start, then you get stickers, then the certified crispy comes with a certificate on your first time pledge, and additional figure fixes from Zach, which still exists, but I think he mostly can just walk people through a lot of it. So that's where if you're in the Patreon, hit
I just
him.
I just never hear him advertise that.
That's
so
true.
I don't know.
And then the What a Guy tier, the Pog Deluxe set, I think is the last one available, and also doubles all your stickers that we send, and it makes you What a Guy. So that's the other bonus there, Chris. Come on, don't shortchange it. The YouTube channel members, we have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hanso, Big Ol' Fern, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Good Ol' Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, shout out Mark, Mike Glitterus, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, One Six Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Gist, Scarlord, SpongeBob Square Balls, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Mafia, and Exodus. Shout out to all those channel members. You can become a channel member on YouTube for $2.99, or if you're a Patreon, you can join for 99 cents. And here are the network shows. Question of the week: the CW, the newest edition CW Movie Night. We have, of course, Small Talk, Mind Flayer's Web, which is our D&D game. I need to message the guys. I meant to mention them tonight. I have possibly some Father's Day plans. We may not be doing D&D this week. Sorry, Zach, if this is your first time. I doubt you're hearing this, listening this deep.
He's not.
But we love you. Just another Friday night. Check them out on Friday night. There is lots of cool episodes. I've gone back to some of their older episodes when I finally watched all the Ahsoka episodes and all that. I went back and listened to their input on it. So highly suggest doing that. They've got great knowledge there. After Dark is the Wednesday show where they get a little wild, and of course, finally, the Tuesday show, Collecting Weekly. And gosh dang it, get your figure photography in there. We need to push this more, I think.
Hey, I took some
Put
this
at the
this
start of the
week.
show, maybe.
Is that
Yeah,
your work? That is your
Yeah.
work, right, Chris?
Yeah. That's the last time I busted out the Legacy Falcon. It took up a whole desk.
You love to see it.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Badfish, I sent you this Greedo link. Look how stupid it is.
I'm gonna look it up
I
right
put it-
now, but
I put it in
Thank you,
the
everyone.
private chat, just the link. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. But you need to understand how important it is that the Cantina meets its tiers so we can get a new Greedo because he looks really stupid.
I'm gonna pull it up because we're talking
Yeah.
about it. We've got to show the people.
Just
We
show the
can't
people
leave
out
them
If I
hanging.
if I did buy the Cantina, I'd probably put the vintage one in there. You know,
This
Well,
one that he's
the
talking
crazy
about?
looking one. Yeah,
No, the
but-
real vintage one. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
old.
That's better than
I
this.
I see the old school, not this 2006 one. All right,
Wow.
ladies
18
and
years
gentlemen,
ago, the last Greedo.
look at this Greedo. Look at the fuzz.
Just look at the vest.
This
It is
a
rough.
strange
You're right.
choice.
It's rough, but like,
It's-
I
The
guess.
base figure is kind of good, but you didn't get them any other way. You got this weird felt looking.
Wasn't there
oversized
one
vest.
with like a sort of rubbery
2006.
vest? There's never been
Yeah.
one with sort of a
This is the last one to come out.
yeah, but
It's
like, was there one
2006.
between the vintage one I'm talking about and that one? Like,
Yeah.
wasn't there
there's a
one
power,
with kind of a?
There's a Power of the
I have
Force
the Power
2
of the
one,
Force,
but
yeah.
it looks
Okay.
kind of crazy.
I have the
All
Power
right.
of the Force one.
Yeah. It's not as good
Yeah.
as that one, but that has that crazy
right.
vest. Anyways, they finally made, after 20 years, they have the technology to make Greedo's vest look proper. So get in on that.
Yes, I would say you got to make your decision quick. It's a shorter window, as they said. You hate to see it. They're holding on to your money. They're gonna have more than $1,000 of your dollars if you get this and the Ghost. I was gonna say that earlier. Those sons of bitches. But yeah, shout out everyone who watched now during live and on the replay.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Hit that like button. I never said that. Probably too late to say it, but shout out everyone. Shout out Count for tuning in. Glad to get you in this week. We wanted
Thanks
you
for
in
having me,
last
you
time.
guys.
Yes, thank you very much, and pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, man.
And
You
Chris,
elevated
as always.
the discussion count. Appreciate you.
Oh, well,
It's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, you very much so. So, and I love the shelving back there. I didn't get to mention it. It's
Oh,
very cool.
thanks very much. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess, but yeah, like, thanks.
It's looking good. It's definitely looking good. Better than my boxes back here. All right, so. All right, guys, take it easy. Take it easy, everyone out there. Shout out and geez, I had something else I was gonna say. Really messed up the intro. Shout out. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in 2 weeks.
See ya.